click one of the other sound clips to see if they know where it's from. So the first one I did this with on Wednesday was, and I said, oops, wrong sound effect. Here, let me play the right one.
Your attention, please.
Okay, and then I play that one. And I said, does anyone know where that first one came from? And they're like, no. I was like, damn, y'all need to play more video games.
God, your class sucks.
I know, right? But then the next day, I said, all right, we got to put our cell phones away and play the sound clip. And they all started going, Skyrim. That's from Skyrim. Oh, dude, Skyrim. So the problem isn't my class sucking. The problem is they know good video games and they don't pay attention to weak video games.
Wow. You just went there, didn't you?
I just went there. Ooh, bring it. What? You think I'm mad?
I would say that Skyrim is generally more popular than The Witcher 3.
That's right.
Think about the window.
But let's be honest, the Spice Girls were popular and they were also shit.
Friday in our school.
They were also shit. You know what I'm saying?
They were.
So just because something's popular doesn't necessarily mean that it's good.
It's true. I agree with
It is
that.
true.
And now it's time for the next part of the show. Oh, wait, where's the sound clip? It's not.
I don't know.
Ah, damn it. Hang on a
Good
second.
God, you're so
No, I know. I'm
unprofessional.
sorry. I thought I uploaded it. I guess I never uploaded it. Let me play it, and I'll adjust it on the fly.
What you been
Reading. What you been reading? What you been reading? Qu'est-ce que tu lisais?
So what have you been reading?
I have, yeah. I actually, here, I can do the other one. Yeah, here we go. Let's play. Guess the book that Duke's been reading and finished this weekend.
Wow, this is not going to be easy.
I started a book on Thursday and I finished it today.
Okay, should we know this book? Should
275-page novel.
That doesn't help. That doesn't help. But should we know?
Out. All the kids are going crazy for it.
Really?
Yes, it's a one-word title.
Peng.
Shit.
Stu is closest.
Am I?
Yes. It was written by a rapper.
Yeah, that probably doesn't help me personally.
I don't have any of his songs on the board.
Is
so
it
I'll play a little bit of one of them.
Motherfucker?
Know this guy. No. Here it is.
I was gone for a minute, but I'm back now. Sit the fuck back down. Then I give up.
Oh, stop. There's only so many strokes I can fucking handle, right? So that was Kendrick Lamar. What the fuck has he been doing?
No, it was not. What is wrong with you?
I don't know.
Who was it? That was somebody else who raps. What's the matter with you?
It was somebody else who raps. That's correct. Your knowledge
just
of the
some sort
hip-hop
of idiot.
stunning.
I don't know. Who was it? Go on, enlighten me.
Hey, y'all are terrible at this.
Well, we don't do rap and hip hop like you do.
Well, it's time you start broadening your horizons a little bit. He's one of the most important rappers right now, along with Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, is it Childish?
Anyway,
Childish.
No, it's not Childish Gambino. I don't like his music. It's not really. He doesn't even rap. He mostly sings.
Yeah.
The point is that was Logic, and he put out his first novel, Supermarket.
Supermarket.
That's what it's called.
Is
Supermarket.
It Sweep.
Because he likes supermarket. Sweep.
Well, it's because it takes place in a supermarket, and he's dealing with all these mental health issues in the supermarket. And now here's my review.
Piece of shit.
God, this book sucks.
Right.
Yeah.
I gave it 1 star out of 5 on Goodreads.
So can I read an excerpt from this book? I'm going to read one now. Here we go.
I'll read you an excerpt.
I'm going to read one. Are you ready?
Go ahead.
So on Monday, I went to the motherfucking supermarket, right, yo? And
okay, you're being simplistic and stereotypical about rappers,
vegetables.
It reveals your own ignorance.
I got some fucking aubergines and cucumbers. And
God damn, you be more ignorant and stereotypical? What the fuck? What's wrong with you? Anyway, the point is, he's a great lyricist. He's a really good rapper, but he's not a good novelist.
So does he rap about vegetables?
No, he raps about the meaning of life and
in his book,
how grateful he is that he has fans and how he suffered anxiety attacks and he doesn't want people to commit suicide.
But what's that got to do with your supermarket?
Go on with your cute little jokes, though.
I'm
'cause
just
it's
asking a question. I'm genuinely asking what that has to do with a supermarket. That's
Yeah, now
all.
you're asking a genuine question. Anyway, the point is that the core conceit is that it's very meta. This book is very postmodern. He's trying to be very clever. It's just Fight Club. If anybody has any desire to read this book, you should just go get Fight Club and read that instead. Because it's the same basic story, but it's a much better book.
Well, so he makes soap out of liposuction.
Well, he should be, because that's a more interesting plot point. But instead, it's just, I fell in love with this girl, and there's this dude trying to kill me, and there's all these people who don't like me, and I don't know who I am, and I'm suffering from anxiety. Anyway, here's the thing. He doesn't know how to write a book. And you know what? I actually don't fault him too much, because he read a bunch of books and he said, I want to write a novel. And his friend said, you can't do that. You don't have the ability to write a book. And he said, screw you. I'm going to do it because you said I couldn't, which is cool. That's actually a good thing to do.
It's probably not a good idea, though.
That's not true. It's a good idea for everybody to read it, to write a book. The question is, are you able to evaluate it when you're done, show it to somebody who is a professional, and get good feedback on it? And that's where the process broke down, because someone at Simon & Schuster should have said, we're not putting this out in its current state. We need to do some dramatic revisions of this book.
Let me ask you a question at this point, though.
Yeah, go ahead. Shoot. Let me hear you.
Is it selling well?
Probably. And
well, they
that's
probably don't give a shit.
Right, but that's the point, though. Publishing houses have a responsibility to give a shit. They shouldn't just be about making money. Here's the thing. Here's an example of how bad his writing style is. And I said, as soon as I saw that the book was out, I went to Amazon. I read the first chapter and a half, and I was like, God damn, this guy loves adverbs. And I just got done telling my creative writing students, use adverbs sparingly. They usually clutter more than they illuminate. There's some free writing advice for you, kids. Anyway, here's an example of his writing, okay? He's having a conversation with his girlfriend, and she says, Flynn, what are you doing? Why are you being sketchy? All right. And then he responds, what do you mean? I asked, not quite sure what she meant.
Sounds all right to me. What about you, Ginny?
Let me read that again. What do you mean? I asked, not quite sure what she meant.
Yeah, he didn't need I asked, did he? He just said, what do you mean?
It's not quite what she meant. Of course you didn't know what she meant. That's why you asked, what did you mean?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Completely idiotic.
What do you mean?
That's not an exception. That's the rule. The whole book is like that. He sat down nervously. Everything was iffily. She barked at him as I threw up my hands in frustration. That's not so bad.
I'm going to guess that he probably recorded it and had it transcribed.
Yeah, that's probably all he did.
You know what? Ice-T did that with his book, The Ice Opinion. It actually reads pretty good.
Yeah, well, some people speak better than others. Don't.
Well,
that is also true.
Who did some editorial work. The person who heard or read this did no editorial work.
Well, there you go.
So shame
them.
Can I just take you?
Don't bother reading that book.
Can I just take you back to the beginning of the show?
Take it back. Take it way back. Take it way, way back. There's another one.
When I mentioned, right, that the Spice Girls were very, very popular, but not particularly very good.
Okay.
Yeah, but Logic is very
same
good.
thing applies.
Well,
Logic is very good. He's a very
no, he's not good at writing a book, though.
Yeah, but that's not the point.
Okay.
The Spice Girls probably were good at writing books, and they're certainly not good at making music. Logic is good at making music. He's just not good at writing books.
Okay.
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
But
I'm officially bored.
Right, anyway, there's
right?
nothing to do with video games.
I've got to kill a story
Switch
about.
that shit off.
I've got to kill a story, right?
Go on, go.
I've got I own a piano.
You do. I've seen your piano.
Mr. Fancy Pants. I own a piano.
I've seen it.
Where?
In your house. It was
No,
in your house.
I
so
own
okay.
a full-size standing
What, a proper
piano.
piano now?
Mhm.
Wow. Oh my god. Have you got it in your house?
Almost.
Did you have to take your window out yet again?
No. See how the story's already getting better than Logic's book?
It is. It is.
All right.
How did Ginny get his piano in
Here's
his
some
house?
audio of Ginny playing the piano.
Pretty much. So, do you just want copyright strikes all over this? Right.
I don't care. They don't affect me.
So is that the way it is then, Duke? Does it affect me?
If
Fuck
it doesn't
you.
affect me, it doesn't matter.
All right.
It serves an important comedic purpose. First of all, who the hell is serving copyright strikes on Beethoven?
Okay.
You have his spirit coming
He's
back
great,
from the
great,
grave?
great,
Well,
great,
people who
great.
own the music copyright.
Okay,
will be
okay,
bloody
okay,
Copyright
right.
strikes. Whatever. Whatever.
show-
Right, Chinny.
You're lucky
He's
I
a-
didn't play the other Logic song.
Shush. Jesus Christ.
Go
So,
ahead. You got a
you've got a
piano.
giant piano
Cookie?
and a very little hallway and a very little door to get it through. So what happened?
So I won't go into it, but Matt, we know Matt from Matt's Reviews. I've got a couple of
do.
Matt's Reviews lined up, by the way, but I just haven't emailed them to.
Yeah,
do
I
something.
told him to get them sorted. I told him
Yeah.
to do some.
So we got a cracking one, but yeah, we haven't done anything back. But Matt's Reviews. Matt, long story short, he's got to get rid of a house, right?
Okay.
Hey.
He's got a house, as you do, and it's been badly looked after by a bad landlord, and he's got to get rid of it. So he's got to clear it out, get people to do stuff, carpets, sell it, right? I won't go into why, but he's got it.
Okay.
I went to collect the keys for the house because he was in Devon at the time, and he'd been trying to get the keys to this house for a long, long time. So I said, and he said, do you mind getting these keys for me? I just really want to get these keys because it's been so long. I was like, yeah, I'll get the keys. Went in the house, dog shit house, but there was a piano in there, right?
Mm.
And I said to Matt, there's a piano in here. And he said, yeah. I said, I would like that piano. And he said, take it, I don't care. What I have learnt this weekend is pianos are fucking heavy. They are heavy
Amazing
as
discovery. made.
fuck. I mean, look, I'm a slow learner, right? But I learned that when I picked up the piano, gravity didn't like that piano very much, and so we took it. There was me, Matt, and another chap, right? And I said, I'll take the piano. And this other man, who was very nice, had a man with a van.
Was
So
it
we-
white?
It wasn't white, but we were men with van, right? So we put the piano in the van, which was really difficult.
With a mum.
And then as we was putting it in the van, I said, I don't know about this piano going in my house. And the other two was like, no, do it, right? And then we got to my house, and you've been at my house, Stu.
I have been in your house.
And it's my I have a porch front door, right,
it's
for people.
tight.
It's
tight.
it's an L shape. So Duke, you know, like you walk through the kind of like side of the porch, and then the front
Yeah.
doors. You know what I'm saying? So to
If
get
you
up,
looked at it from above, it looks like a piece of Jenga or something.
it's like it's an L. It's an L shape.
It's an L. It's
Alright,
an L.
Nice
so-
L-shaped house. Go ahead.
Do you know what an L
Yeah.
looks like, Duke?
Yeah, it's an
Wow.
L.
What
so
is this
then-
L you speak of?
What is
like
this
an elevated
strange
train?
Egyptian hieroglyph that you speak of? So to get like the big settee in, we had to take the window out, that kind of stuff. So you can't get anything through the front. I got a side alley. Some people call it a lean-to, whatever the fuck it is. I got a side alley to the house. Problem with that is that it's I wouldn't call it tight, but it has something on the other side of it. It's not just open or anything like that. I have like a kind of like an outhouse next to it, right? It's basically like a storage room, like a kind of it should be outdoors, but it's covered with a roof now. And so to swing it, you can kind of do it, but it's tricky. And we did it, and it was in the kitchen, and I had this piano
You got it in the kitchen.
in the kitchen, and Tara looked at me as if to say, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then at
She
that
didn't actually
point,
say that though.
I looked at myself and asked myself the same question. I said, "What?" I said, "What the fuck am I doing with a piano?"
Do you know what you should have done at that point? You should have gotten naked and recreated Monty Python in your kitchen.
So
Because
then,
it would have just worked perfectly.
I got this piano in the kitchen, and I'm like, I need to get this piano out of my house, right? Because I don't want it in my house no more.
I can't get it in the house.
And
now
I just,
because it's
got-
stuck
you know,
in the
Matt
kitchen.
and the other chap had just like almost had a hernia putting this piano in my house. And here's a lesson for anybody, right? Don't be afraid to go
Say
back.
no.
This works in business, right? This has happened a lot in business, Stu. I'm going to give you a business lesson that I have learned.
Don't throw good money after
Google.
bad.
Right.
Google, go for it. Go.
So if you've worked hard on something and it took a lot of time to get somewhere, and you work hard and you work hard, it might have taken hours, days, weeks, even months to get somewhere.
Years,
it-
decades,
and it-
centuries.
and
Is
it
that
didn't,
like Brexit?
and it didn't work, right? I'm gonna talk over you, and it didn't work. And you're only going ahead with it because of all the effort that you're putting in it, right? You're only
It's Brexit you're talking
you're
about.
only sticking with it because you put. Well, it was so difficult to get here, right? My piano is basically a metaphor for Brexit, right? And don't be afraid to go with your gut and stop it, because if I didn't stop it, Stu, I would be fucking stuck with a piano in my house that I didn't want.
Probably in your kitchen, to be honest.
So, just take that lesson.
Well, I think the lesson here too is just because something is available for free doesn't mean you
Yeah.
have to go racing out and
Yeah.
taking it for your.
I learned that with
He said, what now?
I learned that with herpes, Duke.
Oh yeah, that's free. Sometimes.
Zing!
Totally free.
So
It's funny because people's genitals get mutilated.
yes,
That's
so so I have a piano in my side alley now.
So you're gonna play it in there?
No.
Well, weather coming, it might not be
But
too
the
bad.
thing is, I do want to learn the piano, so I'm going to pay for lessons, for the piano. That's what led me to it. It wasn't.
You sat in your little alleyway playing your
Yeah,
piano.
yeah, I know. It's fine in there actually. It's pretty good in there. And the neighbour's dog's going to wonder what the fuck's going on. But apart from that, but like,
And now it's time to talk about video games.
yes, we're done.
Okay.
What you ready play?
Brilliant.
Just before we start, we got some people in the chat. Say hello to the people in the chat. Derek Signs, Phasor is in the chat. Tim Kelly is in the chat. Veteran Gamers is also in the chat. Soul Brothers in the chat. Baron Von Glower is in the chat. And Duke Scath, I don't know who that is, but he's also in the
Phaser
chat.
84. Phaser.
Phasor.
And you know what? Von Glower, Shakespeare didn't only write iambic pentameter, dude. He wrote no number of different meters. Let's dispel that myth right now.
Shakespeare's overrated. Fuck him.
Yeah.
The fuck does he
Suck it,
know?
Bard of Avon.
I've been to his house. It ain't that
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, it's not like he's got out famous.
No.
Yeah, really.
Anyway, yes, spin the wheel, Chinny.
Spin the wheel.
I have it ready this week, you bastards.
Spin, 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 spin the wheel of
still-
who's playing shit.
And I've changed the GIF. Duke will be pleased.
Is for her waiting fish right here on
Wheel of fish. Oh, look at Homer backing out into the bush. Awesome.
There you go.
Very
Stu,
good.
you're up.
Go.
I'm up. Right, I'm going to talk about Devil May Cry 5. That's what I'm going to start with this week because I finished that shit.
Devil May Cry.
Wow.
Stu just finished Devil
Yeah.
May Cry 5.
I
Coffees.
I've got to be honest, I thought the ending was a bit odd.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah?
Yeah,
Odd, bad.
no, odd, sort of okay. But
You thought
just
the
a bit
game where you read poetry while fighting,
odd. That's true. He
and
does that.
fight
that is true.
demons and collect blood like units for currency,
That is
Where's the
true.
odd part?
had an odd ending.
Well, odd in so much as
It was
Every-
like a normal battle between a good guy and a
No,
bad guy.
like,
Look how weird.
there's 20 levels in the game,
Yeah.
but the last 4, I'm gonna say, I could be wrong, but I'm gonna say the last 4 levels are just literally 4 separate boss fights, pretty
Okay.
much.
Right.
Which is just a bit odd. So you just up to that point, it's sort of like exploration, mini fights, mini boss fight, whatever, the usual sort of structure.
So wait, when you say mini fights, are you talking about like you're fighting small enemies, or you're fighting
yeah,
a bunch of
yeah. So just
fighting a
get
bunch of
enemies
Cooper
pop up
minis.
to fight.
Oh,
Step
well-
on my punchline? God damn it!
Yeah. You know, you were doing a slide. I thought you were asking a genuine question.
Why don't you let me finish my question before you start answering it?
I don't know. Right. So anyway,
You're asking Stu why he interrupts.
exactly. What is the matter with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like. Do you know what I'm gonna say? And I've said it before. I'm gonna say it again. I still prefer Bayonetta. I still
Okay.
prefer Bayonetta. I'm not. I liked it, but I didn't love it. I
Okay.
didn't love it. I came away from it thinking like it was all right, but I'm not like getting like like overexcited like everybody else seems to be about it. I think it's cool and it's kind of a bit throwback and it's kind of a bit retro, and it looks all shiny and but it was okay. It got sort of better towards the end, but then it got a bit silly because Dante towards the end he had about 6 different things you could choose from to fight with. So they just keep giving you more shit, like, which is cool because there's lots of variety and stuff. But it's like, now you've got this weapon. Now you have to soup up this weapon. But something happened with this game that I've never had happen before when I've played a game. That I've never played a game. I had to watch the ending on YouTube.
What? Why?
And the reason that is because this game's a bit. The stupid thing is, I kind of knew it did this, but then forgot that it did this. If you're in the middle of a cutscene and go back to dashboard with mostly every single other game, it just pauses a cutscene, and when you go back to the game, it just carries on playing the cutscene from wherever you were. In Devil May Cry 5, when you cut back to dashboard and go back to game, it literally bypasses the cutscene and goes on to the next bit of the game.
Huh.
Now, what happened was on Saturday morning when
There isn't even like a confirmation button.
No, so basically on the PS4, you've got like a guide button. If you press the guide button, you can just go back to, and it just suspends the game.
Right.
So you can just carry on exactly where you were up to. But for some reason, Devil May Cry 5, if you're in the middle of a cutscene when you do that, it just literally goes past the cutscene and gets to the next bit of the loading screen or game that you need to play, and you don't get to see the rest of it.
Yeah.
Now, this happened on a couple of occasions while I was playing, but then I kind of forgot it did it. And on Saturday morning, I was taking Millie to work, and unbeknownst to me, I was on the final cutscene of the game, which lasts for about 18 minutes or so.
Damn.
So it's kind of a long cutscene at the end, like all the finishing off stuff and the credits and all
Hit
that.
the guide button in order to pause it, but it actually skipped
Hit the guide button to pause it while I took Millie to work, came back, unpaused it, and the game was over. Didn't see credits, didn't see the final cutscene, didn't see nothing. Right? So I'm like, huh. And there's no way to go back. If you press continue, it just starts a new game.
Did you start a new game and finish it all over again in order to watch that?
Another 18 hours just so I could see that final.
But you want to see the cutscene. It's not the same thing when you watch it on YouTube.
I watched it on YouTube. I streamed it to the telly.
Quitter. You're such a lazy quitter.
Did you sit there with the controller?
Yes, I held the controller.
Yeah. I just finished it. Yeah. Yeah, I finished it. I did it. Kai, I did it. I want a divorce. I did the game.
Yeah. The only slight annoyance is that it's one of those like final cutscenes plus credits where there's like playable bits as you're going along to finish it off.
Duke.
So I like missed out on these very small snippets of playable parts of the game. But it was kind of cool. I was kind of fine with it, but I was just a bit like, what the what? Who designed this game and thought, do you know what's a good idea? If someone presses a guide button during, like a cutscene or whatever, we'll just bypass it. It just means you don't want to see it.
Stew.
Yes.
Stew. Let me ask you a serious question.
Okay.
This should be a feature, how many times we ask serious questions on this.
Yeah, because we don't do it that often.
Go. So you bum Bayonetta, and
yes,
people would say that this was... Bayonetta was inspired by Devil May Cry.
That's true.
And then Bayonetta came out, and then Devil May Cry went away.
It basically is Devil May Cry, but with
so,
naked woman as the
yeah.
protagonist.
So what did Bayonetta do? And Duke, please refrain yourself from saying women's boobies and clothes and stuff. What did Bayonetta do?
Say it again.
That Devil May Cry doesn't.
I'll tell you what it does, right? And I know why people would prefer Devil May Cry over Bayonetta for the very same reason. Is in Bayonetta, right? The fluidity never kind of stops. Even if you're a bit shit at playing it, it always looks cool. You know what I mean? You always pull some move off, or some big boot comes down from nowhere and squashes somebody, or
like Monty Python.
Yeah, some cool shit happens. Whatever you're doing, right? Whether you're getting it right, or you're the best player in the world, or the worst player in the world, it always kind of looks cool, and it's very satisfying combat. with Devil May Cry, you've got to be to get that cool look. You've got to be kind of better at it.
You have to be good at the game in order to
you
get it
can't
to look
suck
cool.
as much.
You really suck.
You've got to be good at it.
See,
And
I know. Here's the thing, though. I know what you mean because I never got into Mortal Kombat because all the moves were fairly complicated. But you put Soul Blade in, I'll whoop your ass and look like a badass doing it because you just
Exactly.
mash all the buttons and it'll work great.
Now, let me just clarify. That's not how I played Bayonetta. I'm pretty good at Bayonetta. And I pull off a lot of the cool combos anyway, regardless of that.
Sure.
But I just found it easier somehow, and it just seemed to work better
I hear you.
for me. That's just for me personally. But yeah,
Yeah.
I can understand why people, people who were good at Devil May Cry 5 will be going, it's because you're shit at the game. That's why it didn't
That's
look
true,
cool.
but that's not the problem.
And I also feel like, I don't know, with Devil May Cry 5, I feel like there was not less animations, because that's probably not the right word for it. But with Bayonetta, there just seems to be a lot of variety in sort of finishers and movements and crazy shit going on. Whereas I felt like Devil May Cry 5 had a kind of more limited set of animations and stuff. I don't know. For me personally, I just like the crazy story of Bayonetta, although
Yeah, the
Devil
very
May Cry
detailed,
is-
intricate story
it's
of
very
Bayonetta.
crazy as well, to be fair.
Mhm.
I don't know. I just felt movement, combat, and everything is just better in Bayonetta.
Devil May Cry just didn't tickle your balls, Stu.
It didn't, not in the same way, no, because there's no naked women with her for a light suit and stuff.
Correct.
That isn't the reason, actually. I'm just saying
Mm,
that. But yeah, no, I just think it's better.
if you could give
And
it
I
a
just-
review out of 5 stars, what
we
would
did
you
review
give?
noises in this podcast.
Yeah.
I don't do reviews out of 5s, but I do noises.
What did you say about doo doo?
I said
What's
doo-doo.
your
I
What's your
doo-doo.
review noise of?
My review noise for Devil May Cry 5 is kind of this, I guess, if I had to give a noise, would be. It's sort of middle of the road
It's a
all the
little
way.
bit more negative than I expected it to be.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, but and I did keep a very open mind, by the way, can I say?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't go into this thinking I'm just gonna hate it, whatever it does. I did enjoy some aspects. I preferred playing as V. If I could have played the whole game as V, I would have been very happy to do that.
Because you like the Guy Fawkes mask and he's helping people get free from a
Not that
totalitarian
V. Not that V,
state.
Eric. Not
No,
that
it's
V.
not a joke though, see, because it's a very.
Anyway. Okay, we're done with Devil May Cry.
No, I just want to say something here. It's not about Devil May Cry, but I had a Dr. Pepper at lunch here,
Yeah.
and I'm starting to think that that's giving me some more energy, and that I understand why people drink caffeinated beverages during the day.
There you go. Who knew? Next thing you know, it'll be on next week. It'll be on Red Bull and vodka and stuff. It'll be fine.
I watched.
Well,
There's a very funny comedian called James Acaster. I don't know if you know him, Duke.
Nope,
He's a
do
British
not.
comedian, and he
Nope.
talks about Dr Pepper in length on stage. And he said, "What flavour is it? What flavour? Anybody? What is it?" What is it?"
Germaline. Germaline is what
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper tastes
He's
like.
very good. James Acaster. It's the same age as me. Good
Uh,
look.
Mitch Hedberg had a joke about it too. Mr. Pibbs like Dr. Pepper, except dude didn't even get his degree. He had to drop out and start making soda.
Yeah.
Then they
Right.
said Diet Dr. Pepper tastes just like regular Dr. Pepper. Well, then they fucked up.
It's true.
Yeah. Can I just say, by the way, before we move on to whoever's next,
Yeah.
there's a lot to like about Devil May Cry.
Are
You
we
know,
still
if you're into
banging
that
on
sort
about
of
Devil May
genre.
Cry?
No, we
No,
are
I'm just
not.
saying, I
We're
don't want
on
to
Devil May
people-
Cry. He had his chance to talk about it. He chose to talk about
Well,
Bayonetta
because
instead.
the voice
Next.
acting's great. There's lots of good things about it.
You said
Yes.
it sucks and it's the
Next.
worst thing ever. That's
Hate
it.
it. And you hate
Okay,
everyone who likes
ever
it.
made.
That's all I know. I left a review on Google Reviews. And I
For
went
what?
for a restaurant.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
And do you want to hear the
Positive.
review? Do you want to hear the review?
Sure, hit me.
Go.
So it's a restaurant called the White Rabbit in a place called Bilston, and I ate there last night, and I thought I would. It was Mother's Day today in the UK, so I had a meal with my mum today. But I took the mother-in-law.
everybody.
I took the mother-in-law to a meal because she was working yesterday.
Yes.
So this is the review. If I could leave a no star, I would. I
Damn.
booked for 6 p.m. Didn't eat
Ooh,
till
man.
1 hour and 10 minutes later. My plate wasn't cleaned properly. Staff
No.
Staff were overworked, and probably underpaid, so they were doing everything they could. My mother-in-law was not happy with her dry fish and chips. Better to knock it down and turn it back into a car park. Pah!
Damn, take that.
Is that where we went?
No.
When we came to your wedding, what was that place called? That was quite good.
When you came to our wedding?
Yeah, when we came to your wedding, I asked you where we could
It
go.
was the wedding dinner.
And it was near the
No.
university somewhere. I don't
Oh,
know.
you
It
might
was
have
alright.
gone. You might have gone to the one on the Hungry Horse. Like, it's not that great. No.
No, it wasn't a Hungry Horse. No, it was like a proper restaurant-y, independent place.
Oh, let's play. Guess the
Anyway, it
fucking
doesn't matter. But it was
It-
all right. I thought it was all right
didn't
wherever it was
really
anyway.
like.
Okay. All right. Let's spin
So
this
anyway,
fucking wheel.
who's next?
Yes.
It's Duke.
Hey, hooray for Duke. Yeah, I've been playing Rocket League because that game's a lot of fun. I haven't been playing a lot of Insurgency. I'm not done with it, but you know, whatever. Minecraft, awesome. And the Division 2 is the other game I've been putting time into.
I've been putting some time into this, Dukas.
We can talk about it together.
Let's talk about it
Yeah,
together.
Togetherness.
First of all, in case anybody's confused, the first settlement you unlock is called the theater because it's over a theater or something. The second settlement you unlock is called the castle, but
Is it over a castle?
it's bugged. You can't develop it. I went did the first mission. They're like, we only have 7 survivors. Find the people who did this. And you're about to leave, and then she goes, hey, kill them all. And you're like, yeah, okay, whatever. So you go and you kill them all, whoever it is, and that's it. It never gets turned green the way the theater settlement does. So you're supposed to be able to like unlock it and add things to it and do projects and make it better and improve the lives of the people who live there. Nope, they're all just hanging out in the basement, and every time you go in there, we only have 7 survivors. Hey, kill all of them. Like, okay. So Ubisoft apparently knows about this. They're working on it. I don't know if it's PC only, but if you're having that problem with the castle settlement, it's a bug. You can't do anything about it. Just move on.
Yeah.
So, Chinny, what do you think? This is your
I
first
think
week of
it is
playing.
more Division.
Yes.
Pretty much. I can only echo what Duke said about it. I think they've improved some things. Like I think a lot of people kept on saying, but the enemies feel like they're bullet sponges, and I was like, yeah, I suppose it didn't really bother me that much because
I didn't realize the woman's hormone monster in Big Mouth had
Correct.
played the Division 2.
Correct.
Apparently she did.
Yeah, everybody's like, oh, the bullet sponges. I was like, yeah, but I get why they're bullet sponges. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I play Gears of War. No one complained enough for them to change it. Do you know what I mean? Like Gears of War, like stuck to it. They just went, oh, fuck them. Like that's the
Now,
way.
why is it a problem? How else?
I
are they
don't.
gonna make it-
I get. I suppose it's like a really realistic game, so it seems weird. But I always kind of. But it's a fucking video game. Like no one cares,
I don't
right?
think of this is a realistic game. Insurgency feels very realistic. This is like. it's
But
the
anyway,
Division.
like,
It's-
but
it's
they
not-
they've changed it so.
Well, the
like,
problem is, if there weren't bullet sponges, there would be no need to level up.
Well, they have changed it. So basically, their armor is the strongest point, and once you
Right.
get their armor off, their health
Yes.
goes down pretty quickly. Doesn't matter who they are. If they're like,
So they're a bullet sponge for armor.
yes,
Yeah.
So it's still the same, really.
yeah, but like I know it's a small tweak, but probably
Psychological.
yeah, people just go,
Some
oh, that's
people, that's gonna
okay.
make a difference.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's weird. It doesn't really bother me.
Oh, it's 'cause
I've
you've got
been- I've
thick
been-
armor on. That's fine.
I've been playing the whole thing with my brother from another mother, Mr. Lee Marsh, and I don't play the game without him. So
So
if
how does Lee like it? Is he liking it?
Marshy likes it. Yeah, he does like it. I think he sort of feels the same with me. Is that we would probably not play the game on our own, because I think I would definitely find it boring on my own. Not that I know Duke sort of he's like a champion for repetitive gaming. I don't mind games that are repetitive.
Repetitive game injury.
Yeah, but I don't mind repetitive games either. I just feel like this game I probably wouldn't be that engaged to play it on my own. And Marsh and I agreed that I think Wildlands is probably better. Is a better game. It's probably more fun. You got more. I felt like you had more options, a little
This
bit
is
more
like
freedom.
Wildlands, but not as crazy, is it? It's
A
just,
little
it's
bit like I suppose like
environment, which makes a big difference.
it is
Yeah.
it is an open world, but you are pretty much grounded in the Division. You know what I mean? Like you are just on the floor, and there's no getting up. Yeah, so in Wildlands you're fucking everywhere. Do you know what I mean? Like you're in a helicopter, you're jumping out. It's crazy. So I really enjoyed Wildlands for that. But it's good. It is a good game, and the gameplay is fun. But I am only level 10, right? So it is repetitive. It's repetitive now, but it's a good repetitive loop. It's a good gameplay loop.
Yeah,
I'm not a massive fan of like collecting loads of loot, but the inventory is so quick in the Division. You press start, pop, 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 you're in, right? And like
you look for the green text.
you
That's
look
really
look for green numbers, and if the green number is green, then you change to that gun, and if it's a red number, then you mark it as junk and you fuck it off forever.
And of course, you also can check and see, okay, this one is a little less damage, but it shoots more rounds per minute, and there holds more in the clip or whatever.
And we know what guns we like, right? I particularly like assault rifles and shotguns. That's my thing.
Chief, you get your fucking shotgun away from me. I hate shotguns in this game.
Marshy likes sniper rifles and assault rifles, right? So we kind of all know what we like. Yeah, I think the thing that sets the game apart really is the gadgets. That was the thing that made the game unique on the first one, and I think the gadgets are okay. I seem to remember having more fun with the gadgets in the first one.
Probably because they were.
Yeah, I think that what bothers me is that like you reply, and I think you touched on this, Duke, where you've got the drone, and at the moment I think the drone heals you. Is that something like that, or is it just?
Yeah, that's what I've got set up in my drone. Yeah.
So like, I thought you upgrade. So let's take the drone for an example, right?
Yeah.
So like, I don't have the drone as an upgrade, so just bear with. I might get things wrong, Duke, but you'll get my example, right? So you get the drone and it shoots people, right? So you send it out and it'll just find people and shoot people. That's kind of what Marsh is doing.
Direct it toward people this way or that.
So then you can upgrade SHD tech points to it, and then you upgrade little points. You spend 5 of those, and then you've got the ability for it to defend or to heal or to do something else. And what bothers me is that it doesn't do that as well as it does it instead of.
Right. And so it's not even upgrading. It's just
it's just changing the function of it. So for me, what I have is the ball, right? I have this cool little fucking Pokemon ball, right? And I fucking throw it, or I just put it by me, and it follows me if I put it by me. It's cool, and it finds an enemy, and it goes, there's one, and it blows the fucker up, right? Yeah. And then you can upgrade it, well, sort of side grade it to have many balls, but it's not as powerful, right? So it splits into 3 balls, and then it finds 3 different enemies, and it blows up, but it's not as powerful. And me and Marsh was like, I was playing with my balls, and Marsh was. Marsh said like, that's shit. Like, it's not as strong as it. Why is it not as strong as it used to be? It's like, oh, I've changed it so it's just 3. And he says, oh, it's not killing them. So I was like, yeah, it's not. So I changed it back to its original function. So the function that I upgraded first is the best upgrade, and the 3 others is like, it's almost, honestly, it feels like I've got nothing to spend my upgrade points on.
Well, no, exactly. And that's the other thing. There's also perks. So with the perks, you can, for some reason, there's like 7 different ways to get muzzle brakes and extra large
it's weird.
For your guns and stuff. You can craft them, you can buy them, you can get perks with them. It's so unorganized in terms of how you get
they do so well with organizing some things, though. Do you know what I mean? But like, I struggled to find a scope. I was like, I want a fucking scope. Where's my scope? And then I found it in the perks.
I find myself like, I'm not gonna have a good scope, and then eventually the game just said, "Here's a 4K,
scope.
4X, here's an 8, and here's a 12X."
I mean, I realized how I got the scope eventually, but like you do, I kind of felt like I just got one by accident, and it was because I upgraded a perk, and and like there's other things.
You wouldn't think intuitively that a scope with a perk. That doesn't make sense.
you would think that you would pick it up in loot. That's what I was thinking.
You silly Billy.
I know. So there's that, And then so I've upgraded like I can carry like 5 grenades. I've got more armor, health pack,
armor.
and I'm level 10. So
And
I'm
that's
not
like, oh, your stash will be. You can carry 10
yeah,
more things.
fuck
in your
that.
stash.
No one
First
cares
of all,
about stash.
The only people who use the stash are people who are going to play this game like 10 times through.
Yeah.
Fuck them. Why is that even a thing?
Yeah. So fuck the stash, and then like. I'm struggling. I'm like, what am I spending these points on? I don't know what to spend them on. They're all a bit like pointless, really. So that's my only negative thing about it. I sound like I'm down on the Division 2. I'm not.
You sound very
because
down.
It's a very good game.
Because
it's
that aside,
not a lot of creep.
it's a fun co-op third-person shooter that I enjoy playing with Marsh because we have a laugh. We take the piss out of the dialogue. We fuck around. We shoot some shit.
Don't get too distracted by all the different things they're trying to get you to pay attention to. Just do missions, do the projects.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And what I liked was the side missions were pretty involved. Do you know what I mean? Like it has it has a little bit of a soundtrack and a little bit of like structure to it. And I thought the side mission was going to be just kill this bunch of people and then you're done. But you've got the main missions, which is like a full proper mission. You got the side missions, which is kind of like a downgrade from that, and then you've got the control points, which are pretty good, and then you've got
podcasts.
Then you've got like random encounters, like the propaganda towers and stuff, which are all standard stuff. So what they get you to do in the game is pretty fun and varied. In terms of like what you get in, what you do, the missions are pretty involved. There's a story to each one. When I say a story, there's an objective and it's unique and it's got dialogue.
There's a horrible person who you need to kill.
It's usually that. But like they've recorded dialogue for it. Do you know what I mean? They've put some. It's not repeating itself. So I like that and I enjoy that. But I mainly enjoy it because I just like playing video games in co-op. Do you know what I mean? And that's all really. I think it could have been anything else. I probably do prefer Wildlands though to Division 2. I think Wildlands is just more fun.
I think I do too.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's good.
I think it's very good. I'm glad I got it on day one, which doesn't happen a lot. So
yeah, that's all I've got to say about Division 2. Duke, are you done with the Division 2?
I think I'm done with Division 2.
Okay.
Let's move on. And next, are we going to give Chinny or Stu the floor?
I don't know. Stu dead?
I go.
Oh, sorry. Have you finished? Oh, sorry. I am here. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. It
yes.
take a long time talking about it, Mister. Let me tell you about why Bayonetta's great.
Oh, yeah, Bayonetta is so cool. Anyway, the final episode of The Walking Dead ever.
Oh, that's right.
Came out this week.
It's over.
It's done.
And is it a finale to this entire affair?
I thought it was okay. I thought it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Look, this is what I'll say. Right? If you played the first game, like the first ever one, and loved it, right? Loved the story and all that stuff, and you just never got around to playing any of the others, or you missed a couple, I would just forget about all the other shit and just play the final season. That's what I would suggest people do.
See, I haven't played 3.
It doesn't matter, really.
Hmm.
It really doesn't make.
Yeah, but you're talking to somebody that likes to complete everything.
I know you do. I know you do.
Did it then?
But just do it. But it's definitely worth playing. The final episode was definitely for me, probably the strongest of the season.
Are you happy then? Are you like, yep, done? Wipe my hands with that. I'm satisfied that's nipped in the bud.
Yeah.
Until another 10 years when they reboot it.
Yeah, there's a way of doing that from how they've left it all.
Careful.
I know. That's why I'm just saying that it could happen. It could happen. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's well done. The voice acting, as always, was excellent. The story beats were really cool. You know, it had all the stuff you'd want to see in the final ever episode of the Walking Dead video game. And also
is Lee coming back and like killing everybody and being like, "Oh, I didn't actually die," but I'm gonna get that didn't actually happen.
That didn't happen. But
so it's not what I would expect. What you would expect. Yeah.
But it was good. It was good. I was satisfied. You know, I think under the circumstances and all the shit that went down at Telltale, and then obviously Skybound taking it on, and obviously taking people on from Telltale to get it all finished, I think they've done pretty well. You know. because it could have just been either never got finished or come out and it was just terrible. And it was neither of those things. It got finished and it was pretty good. You know, and I don't think you can ask for any more. So there you go. I can't say too much without spoiling anything, so I'm not going to say any more than that. Other than if you were a fan of the first ever season, I would definitely recommend playing this at some point in time. But the only thing you do need to bear in mind, you can only get it from Epic Games Store, so that's the only place you can play it.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so if you're buying it now, that's the only place you can buy it.
It's me. I haven't looked at the Steam deal of the day. Let's look at it together, shall we?
Oh,
Bayonetta!
Is it? See? Good deal of the day today.
$5, people. Should I do it? Should I buy this game for $5?
Why don't you let Dubstep answer?
Brilliant.
What answer that Dubstep came up with? I didn't hear that. As an...
Buy.
I'm not gonna buy it. Don't worry.
No, I think you should consider buying the Walking Dead final season, though, Duke.
Well, I might at some point, but
I think
He
you
might.
should.
He might.
I got like going.
They're short. They're like 2-hour episodes, so you're not going to have to spend a lot of time.
Do what I want you to do.
The game I played this.
You've spent 5 million hours in Rocket League. Play this for 8.
Exactly. Is it gonna make me feel as good as I do when I'm flying through the air scoring goals in Rocket League? No.
Satisfying. Story, narrative, voice acting.
I have to deal with that all day, every day in classes. Why do I want more of that shit when I get home? I just read a 275-page novel in 3 days.
But do you not want to find out what happens to Clementine?
Yeah. I can find that out by reading the Wikipedia summary in 2 minutes.
Are you really going to do that, though?
No, of course not. I'll play it. I just don't want to play it right now.
Quit complaining and buy it. Right.
That's not how.
Move on. Who's next?
Yeah, who's next?
I don't fucking know. I didn't realize it was still.
My door. You go, Chinny. I can't. I gotta answer the door.
Okay.
Oh, then, Chinny, that's made that decision.
It did, didn't it? I spun the wheel though, and it landed on you.
Well, it ain't me. It's you.
Oh, okay. I think I'm done with Captain Toad Treasure Tracker.
Oh, right. Yes, I know what this is now.
Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. Yes, so Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, I've been playing it on the Nintendo Switch, and where I was at was it's got 3 episodes, Stu. 3 episodes, right? And it's got like 18 levels on the first one. And 20...
but these are enormous, aren't they, these episodes, no doubt?
Well, each level takes about 5 minutes.
Okay.
So it's not a massive
It's
level.
not as big as you think.
No. So each level takes about 5 minutes. There's about 18 levels on the first episode, 22 on the second, 22 on the third. And then I was like, yes, I'm done. Fuck this game. I can stop. All right. And then it goes, hey, dickhead.
Yeah. I bet that's exactly what a Nintendo Switch game does.
So, yo, dickhead, we got more levels for you, you little bitch. And I was like, what? And it turns out that there was more levels on the game, and that's where I was at last week. And now I have played the bonus levels, and the bonus levels were based on Mario Odyssey, Stu. Mario Odyssey. Ooh. So, but like it kind of breaks the formula. So the formula so far in Captain Toad Treasure Tracker is that you play one of these little levels, Stu. You can see it on the screen now, and in each level there's 3 diamonds, and your diamonds are your currency. So you use diamonds to unlock shit. But on the bonus round, diamonds is still your currency to unlock levels, but not every level gives you diamonds and all this sort of stuff. So pretty much, like, I played all the levels that are based on the Mario Odyssey theme, and they're pretty good. Yeah, they're fun. They're a bit difficult, but after that, the bonus levels are basically variations on current, like, previous levels. Like, so the one that you're seeing now, there's a variation on this where you can't stop moving because the ghost will kill you. Or there's another one where... So it's like, when I started to see, like, them repeating levels with a twist, I was done.
What's a twist?
With a twist. I was done. I was like, I'm more than willing to sort of play, like, new levels, but when they're just throwing old levels at me, and they're just the same thing, but now you can't stop moving, I'm done with the game. So
yeah, just as the same level with a different challenge.
yeah, so it's good. It's a cute, good game. I don't know if it's worth the money though. Is what I would say. I mean,
The trouble is, there's no cheap Nintendo games.
there aren't many, but which begs the question, which are worth the money? You know, you could argue. I'm not a massive fan of Zelda Breath of the Wild, but it is worth its money. You know, there's a lot of game there. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. Currently, let's see what it says on Amazon. It ain't going to be a cheap game, I don't think. And they call it the Nintendo tax and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, no Nintendo, second-hand or otherwise, are cheap. Do you know, weirdly, this week, I thought, I wonder how much Skyrim is on the Switch, because it's probably not that much now that it's been out for a while. It'd probably be quite cheap.
Yeah.
Better be.
No, it isn't.
What? How much is?
The cheapest I could find it was £39, I think.
So the cheapest.
No, I'm not paying 39 quid for that game, even if I can check it on the move.
So
Exactly.
Captain Toad Treasure Tracker currently is £30 on Amazon.
No, that's not terrible.
It's not terrible. I don't think I would pay that much. And it sounds like I don't want to get into like, you know, time and value and all that sort of stuff. I don't know. I feel like you could put £30 elsewhere and get more satisfaction.
Half of the Division 2, for instance.
I think this is a decent 15 quid game. Maybe stretch it to 20, but yeah, I think it's just a little high for what it is. It's plenty of content. It's not like there's not enough there, but no, not for me. So
you're not really satisfied after, like, when you finish one of these puzzles. You're not like, damn, I kicked that puzzle's ass.
No, I feel like it's all a little easy, really. I mean, it's not meant to be offensive, really. It's not meant to really scratch your noggin. It's just kind of like, it's kind of cute.
It seems like it's designed for kids, which is
I
fine.
wouldn't say that. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it is tricky. But yeah, I don't really have massive drive to go back and solve some of the
paths, frowny faces.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's very cute, I've got to say.
It is very cute. So that's Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. It's okay, not worth the money in my opinion. So if you find it on the street, why not pick it up? But other than that,
find it in a bush.
Find it in a bush. Go for it.
Propped up against a tree branch.
Don't think it's worth £30. All right, that's enough from me.
Yeah, spinny spinny the wheel.
I know you want me to spin the fucking wheel.
Spin that motherfucking wheel.
I wasn't ready for it then. Oh, it just landed on Duke. Yay.
Duke!
Hey, how about that? What are the odds? There was a sale on games from a company called Big Ben Games on Steam this weekend, and I wasn't familiar with them, but I went looking at the sale, and one of the games that they had for sale was Mahjong. Which there have been Mahjong video games ever since I can remember. Like on the Macintosh, I remember playing very simplistic versions of Mahjong. Solitaire, I should say. There's a Mahjong multiplayer game that they do in Crazy Rich Asians, to give just one example, and Amy Tan's Joy Luck Club. I've never played the multiplayer Mahjong. I don't know how to play Mahjong for real, but the Solitaire game is very nice. And this was like $2. And you can find a whole bunch of free Mahjong games online and you know, web browser games and stuff. But I figured, you know what, this looks solid, it looks polished. Let's give it a try. So I paid $2 and I got a really good Mahjong game. There's 70 boards, meaning the arrangement of the tiles. There's like 4 different tile sets, which 3 of them suck. So after I looked at them, I was like, nope, I'm going to use the one that you start with. So never mind about that, but whatever. It's nice to have options. And yeah, it's just really well done. It's polished. The most annoying thing about this game is that it's there's loading screens in the menu. So when you finish a level, it'll say congratulations, and then you like go back to choose the next screen or the next setup you want to do, and it's like loading. And I'm like, just to go to the menu where you choose which level to do. There's a loading screen.
That's weird.
That's really dumb. But
I like me some Mahjong. Dude.
Yeah, it's good. For those who don't know, you have a whole bunch of tiles, and they're in different categories. So some of them are like numbers, some of them are circles, like 4, 5, 6, 7 circles on the tile. Some of them are, like Japanese characters or Chinese characters or something. I don't know. And then there's, some wild cards. So there, different types of flowers you can mix and match with them and whatever. There's the red dragon, which is the most iconic of the Mahjong tiles. And it's just, it's nice and relaxing. It's you match them. It's a very
Nice.
simplistic game, but like I said, this one's really done well. So it's actually Sanok Games that's the one that made it. I guess Big Ben is the distributor or something. But anyway, yeah, it's really good. Thumbs up for Sanok Games' Mahjong.
I'm just
Mahjong.
looking on the Switch store to see if there's any Mahjong
Yeah.
games.
Of course there will be. There's
Yeah.
gotta be.
Yeah, it's available. I know it's available for this. Or the Wii U, I know. I'm pretty sure it's on the Switch too, but it's probably more expensive.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
right.
yeah. Nintendo tax. It'll be £39.
It takes a while to find. Why don't you go, Stuart, while I've tried?
Yes, I'll go because I'm going to talk about Tokyo Chronos.
Okay, what the fuck is Tokyo Chrono?
It's a very interesting visual novel
Oh dear.
that's on,
By the way, Chinny, it's $10 in the US, so I imagine it'll be 7 or 8.
which is on the Oculus Go.
Oh dear.
VR
You're not saying
headset.
things that are making me happy.
And I played the demo, so I downloaded the demo, and I was like, I'm going to give this a go. Visual novels, they're kind of my bag.
Is there
you
anything
don't
to
have
do with
much.
time? Time?
There is something to do. Well, there's something weird going on, shall we say?
Is it time related?
I don't know, possibly.
Because Kronos says
Yes.
time to me.
Yeah. So basically, the game starts. You're in this like dilapidated building that's in like the middle of a construction site. This dude comes up, says some weird shit to you, and then he disappears off the edge of the building. But he hasn't really died. He just sort of falls down and lands on the ledge below or whatever. So he makes you think he's jumped off, but he hasn't really jumped off. Now, at this point, some shit went down in your childhood that you sort of have a bit of a flashback to. So you know that he's scarred. Your character
Right.
is scarred by some shit that happened.
Oh no.
Then you're into, I think it's Tokyo, obviously. You're in Tokyo, you go down out of the building, and there is nobody there. So it's totally empty, there's nobody. And the only people are your classmates, which is like girls with very little clothing on in Japanese style.
Excellent.
No.
But he does a good job, right? Here's what I think.
Okay.
Wow.
It's all floating dialogue, which is pretty cool. And wherever you turn your head, the dialogue moves with you, which is quite a nice touch. So you're not constantly like looking for the dialogue. But yes, there's girls in school uniforms, as you would expect in these types of games. It's animated, fully voiced, obviously
Yeah.
subtitled, but obviously in Japanese voicing. And it's pretty cool, actually. I would like to probably play the whole game, but there's a massive issue.
Which is
Price. I have no idea how long it is, but it's $29.99. It's 30 quid.
fucking hell.
Do you know what? I'll be
I
honest.
can't imagine spending more than $10 on a visual novel ever.
Exactly. If it had been a tenner or under, around £10 mark, I may have, pulled the trigger and had a go because I kind of liked it. But 30 quid, man, that is just too much money.
Yeah.
Just too much. And there's something weird about it as well, right? And I'm not saying it's a bad game because
You're saying there's something weird about this game?
well, not so much the game, but it's like got 4.5 out of 5 stars off about 70 reviews.
Okay.
But there's only actually 3 written reviews.
Because they're paid reviews.
Correct. And
Yes.
I feel like it doesn't really need that because it actually seems pretty good. But it's just too much money. It's too much money. I ain't paying 30 quid for no visual novel, no
No.
matter how cool it is.
Yeah.
And I like the setup, and I like the mystery, and I like why is there only these like school students left and nobody else? And it's very intriguing, and he doesn't really tell you a lot. But I ain't paying 30 quid to find out what went on.
No.
And I played about quite a way into the demo, and then I had to stop to do something. And then when I came back, I thought, it might save my progress so I could, play to the end of the demo. But no, it started at the beginning again. I'm like, nah, not playing it again. So there you go.
Interesting. I've just had an idea, Stu, which you probably already had.
What's that?
Your we haven't talked about it yet.
Oh no, we have. No, I know what you're gonna say, and yes, I was gonna bring it.
Excellent.
If that's what you meant, yeah.
So, just to make this announcement now, right? Stu and I are looking likely that we're going to EGX Rest.
We are.
Mainly because Stu accidentally got a ticket.
Trespass by mistake.
By mistake. So this isn't like... So don't feel betrayed, listeners. We didn't plan this.
Oops, I accidentally got a press pass.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
because I applied
Stu was
thinking
like...
it was
Yeah,
EGX.
he thought it was the EGX press pass. He got it wrong. And I wasn't available, so Stu was kind of like either going to go on his own or not go. And then by sort of luck would have it, the thing... I was working, but it got cancelled. The filming that got cancelled. So I said to Stu, "Oh, I'm now available that day. If you want to, I've got nothing planned for that weekend now. Shall we go?" So now Stu's coming to my house the night before,
Yeah.
and now I'm just thinking, how can we set it up so we can film it, but maybe make a video from me playing Oculus Go.
That would be cool.
Do you know what else? By the way, I've got a 360 camera. I can bring it and we can put some 360 videos up for anybody else who's got VR to look at. So we can do that. I've got a Samsung VR camera.
So what? Somebody watch us in 360?
Yes. So I
Okay.
can put it on top of something wherever, and we could.
Well, I
film
can get a
ourselves in
tripod.
3D.
I have access to
Yeah.
about 14 tripods, Stu. I can get them.
And not only that, but here's a cool bit. You can directly upload it straight to Google Street View, so people can access
Right.
it straight away.
I don't want people looking at my fucking house, Stu.
No, not your house, but like stuff at at Resd or whatever.
Oh yeah, we can do that. Yeah. All right. We need to think about this, but that's a video that's coming.
Yeah.
So we'll work on that. Hey, guess what? You know the Arcade Club 2018.
Oh, get lost.
The video is done. Exactly,
Yeah.
mobile phone.
We're going next week, brilliant.
Yeah, and for the year anniversary. So, yeah.
There you go.
So by the time you listen to this, it'll be up on the YouTubes.
On the YouTubers.
Yeah. Well, anything else to say about Tokyo?
Tokyo Chronos. Like I say, had it been at the right price, I actually might have bought it, but it's just too much money. It's too much money. If it's ever in a sale where they knock off 90%, I might actually buy it to find out what went on. But it's nicely drawn, like I say, animations are good and it looks cool and all that sort of shit. And it's cool in VR, because you do feel like you're there, like facing these weird kids in school uniforms and weird hair and shit going on. It's very Japanese.
It is.
It is very
It is.
Japanese.
Say hello to JP Snake. He wants to be famous on the internet.
Hello, JP.
There you
We will
go.
always make you famous.
You are now famous on the internet, JP Snake.
You are now famous. And I like JP because he sent me a game.
Yeah.
We like people who send us games. Right. Who's next?
Let me go to the wheel.
To the wheel,
To
the wheelie,
to
wheelie.
the wheel.
Big wheel keeps on turning.
Who's left in the drawer? Is it you? In it? Stu?
I've got one more thing
Alright, let's
to
just
talk
leave
about.
everybody in there.
More games to talk about.
Phew.
No, right? Dude.
Oh, Stu, it's landed on you again.
Well, I'll quickly talk about something that's actually not a game, but kind of cool.
Oh my god.
So I'm going to talk about something non-gaming related, but it is on VR. So
Okay.
there's a movie being released, which is 18 minutes long, so it's quite a small movie, called Marshall from Detroit.
Okay.
And basically, you sat in a limo with Marshall Mathers talking about himself growing up in Detroit and the rap scene and how he sort of came about and how he wrote his stuff. And it's kind of cool, I've got to say. It's kind of a nice little cool experience. It's like free. It's 18 minutes, and it's all done in proper 3D 360. So he sticks his finger out. It's like he's poking you in the face. But it's really well done, really moody, so kind of interesting. Totally recommend it. Give it a go. It's good.
Cool.
So there you go. That was very quick and painless, wasn't it?
Yeah, I couldn't even get the video up.
I know, and I've even done a link and everything.
I know, yeah.
There's not a lot to say about it, but
You can
it's
watch the
just-
whole thing on YouTube.
Yeah, yeah. And it's literally like you just sat in
But
the
it's
back
not
of
like
the
right
limo.
there, dude. If you watch it on YouTube.
It's like you sat in the back of the limo facing him, and it is just really weird.
Yeah.
And you're like looking down at his trainers and what he's wearing and his
Yeah.
fancy watch, and it's just really, really weird.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and it's good. Totally, totally cool. You know, cool music, bit of rapping. Yeah, it's very cool. Very clever.
Nice.
All right.
Bit arty. It's very arty. So there you go. There you go. That's me.
All
Go on.
right.
Who's next?
Are we spinning the wheel again?
Yeah, do it.
Eric, you're up.
Right, me. There's this game called Sprout. I went looking at the free-to-play games because I was like, I want to have something else to talk about.
Wow.
Yeah, Sprout is a cute little game that takes you about half an hour to play. So it's a puzzle game. It's really kind of silly. The art style is very cute. It was clearly drawn by someone like using crayons or something. Like
It looks like it's something from the 1970s.
yeah. It plays like something from the 1970s, as strange as that might sound.
Weird.
You know, it's sort of for kids. The idea is that you are a bean or a
Okay.
seed of some kind that needs to become a different kind of seed. And so you
Okay.
move across this island by becoming different things. So you start off as a palm tree.
I just
and
want to warn you here, Duke. You're very close to losing me right now.
I know.
Looking at
But
this thinking, what is this?
it's a weird idea, but it's a fun game to play. Like, seriously, it actually works pretty well. You start off as
A bean.
a bean that becomes a palm tree. And so when you become a palm tree, you then drop a coconut, which then becomes
I see what you did there.
right? And so
Yeah.
that's the loop. But when you become a coconut, you kind of sail across the initial body of water, and then you move over and you meet something else.
So why do you change back into a bean?
Well, once you get to where you're going in this little panorama, you turn into a seed. But because you've met the daffodil, it'll show you how to become it. You now learn how to become a daffodil. And so the choice is, are you going to be a daffodil or are you going to be a palm tree? And if you become a palm tree, sometimes nothing happens. Whereas when you become a daffodil, the wind picks you up and moves you downwind. So it's
Wow.
a puzzle game in that you have to choose what you want to be, and depending on if you're at the top of the hill, it's a good idea
Coconut.
because then you'll roll down
Coconut.
the hill. Exactly. But sometimes it's not intuitive, and you end up going backwards or whatever. And
So I get you. So let me ask you: whenever you've picked all these different seeds or whatever the hell it is, so you can choose from any of those. So you just keep adding them to your repertoire of possibilities.
Correct.
I see.
So you never end up with more than like 5 options, I think. But it's it's kind of clever. There's certain things you need to do at certain points, and you kind of think laterally. And at one point you think you're getting progress, and then it turns out you have to go backwards and handle something else. And I figured one thing out by accident, and I was like, oh, that's what you have to do there. Okay, so it's like I said, it's about half an hour. It's free. And it's cute. It's charming.
I must admit, right, the more I watch of it, the more I think, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
It's not. I was ready to hate on it because this art style is very simple.
I don't like
But
the art style. I
I
suppose
don't blame.
I get what it's trying to do. It's trying to look
Yeah.
like a thing, but
It's
like
charming.
a child's
is.
drawing, but it rubs me up the wrong way.
Do you not think, though, maybe the person who did it just isn't a very good artist?
I think
Just a minute, can I just check what just happened? Did the sheep eat the apple and then shit the bean back out? Is that what just happened?
Yes, that's correct.
Brilliant. That is brilliant.
Yep.
Truly.
I knew you'd like that. So anyway, that's Sprout. There's not much to say. I did feel very happy when I finished it. I felt a sense of pride and accomplishment. So
I love
Yes.
it. Yeah, I think. Do you know what? I think this looks okay.
give it a shot, Stu. I'd like to
Yeah,
know.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Do
I
it.
kind of like the look of it. I like the art style. I think it's kind of cute.
I don't.
You go for
So
it.
I'm with the art
You
style.
play it too, so we can hear you complain about it next
Yeah,
week.
yeah. We'll both play.
Only
it
when
next
you
week.
play Detroit.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, but you need a PS4 for that.
Yeah.
Well, go fucking get one. I know he's got loads of money, Duke.
Yeah, just go and trade in your Xbox that you never bothered playing with and get a PS4 instead.
Ah, Spring Break, man. I'm gonna go through that. Red Dead.
Yeah, that Red Dead
Yeah.
Redemption 2 shit.
I won't
Yeah,
hold my
it's gonna
breath.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't you be dead, Chinny.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Who is going next? Am I spinning the wheel? Am I?
Go on, spin that bloody wheel.
I'll tell you what, this wheel's fucking knackered.
Knackered.
Knackered, this wheel. Knackered.
Knackered.
Right, I've been playing some more Ape Out. Ape Out. So Ape Out is a game on the Switch. It's a top-down sort of survival game, I would say. And it's a lot of fun. You are an ape, you break out, and you kill everyone. Crazy fun to be had. Really enjoyed it. Talked about it last week. Okay, get over it, Mike. So what? So yeah, there's 4 levels, a decent amount of stuff, and I suppose the reason why I like it, and it's first of all, it's a decent price, right? So you don't feel like you're getting ripped off like Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. Also, like you feel like you're doing something that you haven't really done in a video game, right? Like it feels like you're doing. This feels like a unique game, right? You play it and you're like, I've never done this. I've never made jazz music while running around as a gorilla, right?
Yeah.
Or an ape, and it's like this is really weird. Like it's really cool. It's really weird. So that's one sort of aspect that I thought about that I liked about it. I'm looking for my phone because I'm trying to find my phone because I need to shout out somebody about the game. Because so there's where the fuck did my phone go? Right. So the you know, yeah, you got 4 levels and all that stuff, and then you know, you got some credits what you play through as well, like Devil May Cry, and the levels are good, varied, different types of enemies. You get rocket launcher enemies at the end. They're a pain in the arse. And then the game ends, and you think, okay, great. I enjoyed that. That was brilliant. And it has quite a good ending. You basically you win, and
you escape.
Spoilers, you win. But you don't win alone. Let's just say that, hey. So there is something to it. And then there's a.
Can I just say those freaking grenade enemies are a pain in the arse.
Have you been playing it, Stu?
A little bit, but freak me, when you throw one too near yourself and blow yourself up, you're like, shit!
Yeah,
Ugh.
yeah, they are tricky.
You've got to be on, like, have your wits about you, because it makes it look like just throw stuff against walls, but then you've got to really look at what you're throwing.
Oh yeah. You do have to. You can't just like willy-nilly push and throw stuff. So I streamed it on Thursday. I stream every Thursday, by the way, everybody, at 7 p.m. and yeah, I streamed this on Thursday, and Alan Murphy watched me, right? And he tweeted me, and he said, "Hi lad, watched your stream of Ape Out. Just a quick one for you. Did you know that the parts, you can pick up the parts or weapons on the ground from the guys you have killed and throw them as well? At the guys with guns and kill them saves you running at them all the time." So that blew my little mind, all right? Yeah. And I was like, oh my god, so you can pick up. So thank you, Alan Murphy, for that. Massive. That's exactly what went in my head. It just exploded my brain. So thank you, Alan Murphy. Yeah. So that.
Did you go back and do it then?
So the thing is, I'm on the epilogue, right, of Ape Out. There's an epilogue level, and it's called Break In, right?
Huh.
And you have to break in somewhere. And again, I'm not going to spoil it because it's quite cute. But you have to break in and get something. And it's unlike the other games. So the other games is you just fucking get out, right? You just have to run from left to right or right to left, depending on the level, and get out. So you don't really run through the same place twice. With this epilogue level, you have to break in, get this thing, and come back out the way. You don't have to come the way you come, but you have to go through the same building, and your life doesn't regenerate. So you essentially have to do 2 levels instead of 1 level, and without dying. So it's the hardest level in the game, and I still haven't done it. It's very, very difficult. So yeah, and I'm enjoying just playing the same level over and over again. To be honest, it's quite fun. Yeah, and yeah, I've been picking up arms, like people's body parts and legs, and you can totally throw them at people, and it stuns them, and they're like, oh, and you got a little second there to get them. So I played the whole game without knowing that, and it blew my mind.
There you go. I know that now, so I'm going to be doing that shit.
You should be doing that, absolutely.
I am. I'm going to do it.
Absolutely. Apex is very good, worth the money. Recommend it to anybody that's interested in Hotline Miami or something that's just a little bit weird and funky.
It looks good. It's so cool, isn't it?
It is cool.
I just need to get better at it.
Yeah, it is tricky. It's not easy. It's not easy. That's me.
This level, I've obviously not got to this black and white where you can barely see where you're going level.
Yeah, it's about like 3 minutes into the game, Stu. Just play it some more. Jesus Christ.
I know. That's how bad I am.
Oh my god. Right, okay. Next up is
Who is next?
Stu by a Nat's Cock.
Well, I've only got one more little game to talk about, so this is very quick.
Excellent.
I bought a Switch game for nothing.
Right.
Because it was reduced to 99 pence.
Okay.
And because you get Switch point things, whatever,
You
when
do.
you buy shit,
You
I had
do.
enough to just get it for nothing.
Yeah.
And it's called OMG Zombies.
Okay.
And actually, it's very good for 99p. It's quite a cool little game as it goes.
Is this a game on the Xbox?
It is on. It's on Steam. It's on Steam as well.
I feel like I've played it.
You probably possibly have. So it's kind of like it looks like a zombie shooter game, but it's not really. It's kind of a zombie puzzle game. So basically, the idea of the game is every level you're given 3 bullets, and you're like a sniper. And the thing that caused a zombie outbreak also makes them explode. So
yeah, I played this.
So basically, you have to shoot the right zombie to get the best chain reaction. So you kill as many zombies as you can with each shot. And obviously, the idea of the game is to clear the whole level with 3 shots.
Yeah.
But it's actually pretty good. You know, for a 99p game on the Switch, perfect for sort of mobile, you know, sat on the bus, whatever. If you take it somewhere with you and you just want something that you don't have to think about too much. And it's definitely got that hook of replaying each level as many times as you want until you get the best outcome. And obviously they introduce different zombies. So like the police zombies, for instance, when you shoot one of them, they automatically shoot as well.
Right. Okay.
So if they're pointing in the right direction for you, they will shoot another zombie, which will then blow up and then obviously cause another chain reaction.
Yeah.
So it's all about watching where the zombies are going and working out the best time to take your shots and which zombie you need to shoot.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I mean, there's not a whole lot more to say about it. The art style's pretty cool. It plays really well. I mean, if you look on Steam, it's got like either mostly positive or, you know, like positive reviews. And it's 99p at the moment. I don't know whether it's still that price, but it's a bit of a steal at 99 pence.
What do the fat zombies do?
They just blow up more like violently, so they have a bigger blast radius.
Okay.
So when you shoot one of them, it blows up in a bigger area so it hits more other zombies to make them blow up.
Yeah. Okay.
And like I say, it's pretty cool, and it's nice. It's cool.
Oh, I see the sniper. The sniper's on the helicopter. He's in the middle of the screen. He's didn't stand in the middle of the screen. Okay. Yeah. So it's kind of like you kind of like looking at a map almost, aren't you? And then the zombies are just wandering around.
Yeah, it's a bit like Lemmings with zombies.
Yeah.
It's good. I really liked it. I was like, yeah, that's 99p well spent.
OMG zombies.
OMG zombies, yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, I totally recommend it. If it's still on sale at 99p, just buy it. It's well worth every penny.
Yeah.
So there you go. And he's got this. But just the other thing I should mention, they've done this really cool comic strip with it as well. So you get like this really like well done comic strip intro to read like a graphic novel about what happened and why the outbreak happens and all that sort of stuff. And that's what they have in the middle as cutscenes.
Yeah.
It's good. It's all round good.
It's
There
all
you go.
round goodness.
It's all round goodness on the Switch. There you go. That's me done. I ain't got nothing else to talk about this week.
All right, Duke.
Yeah, I got one more.
I know you do.
Woohoo!
Again, after playing,
Oh God.
I think I was like, what? Let me sort the free-to-play games based on like best rankings. And
Are you sure you
I
got the
already
right filter?
Warframe. There's some other ones. Team Fortress 2, I guess. Anyway, I got to Realm of the Mad God, something like that. Yeah, Realm.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. This is Minecraft, isn't it?
No, it's not.
No.
It looks like it.
Well, it's not.
It's
I don't know what
not.
to tell you. I don't know why you get Minecraft out of this. It's a
Because of the bloody characters look like things out of Minecraft.
Oh,
on
you
the
got the right
actual
game.
Splash
They're
page.
pixely, but
Yeah,
that's
no,
about
I
it.
can see the gameplay now. It definitely isn't. But if you look on the splash page, it does look like Minecraft.
All right.
Okay, well,
You
sorry
didn't
that the
play it.
Splash
Shut
page
up.
threw you for a loop.
I didn't play no shit, no Realm of the Mad God.
Anyway,
Dog, whatever.
so this game is a roguelike. It's very, very simple in its design and execution. It's basically Binding of Isaac. You run around getting stuff. You kill enemies, you get stuff, you get stronger, you kill more enemies. The twist is that you can rotate the game. So you're going north and then you need to go east. Well, you can rotate it so that you're going up rather than east being on the right. That adds a certain depth to it. I kind of had fun with it, but at a certain point, there was some menu that came up and it was like I couldn't see it because I rotated the game and I couldn't clear it. Basically, there was some, it wanted me to hit OK, but I couldn't see where the OK was. So I was just like, okay, I don't know. And, it's multiplayer, so you can play with friends, and maybe it's more fun when you're with friends, but I played this for like 10 minutes, and I'm like, all right, I'm done.
It looks okay. I mean, I'm looking at
It's
it now.
not,
It
it's
looks
got
okay.
a certain amount of depth to it, but it's just not, I don't know. I mean, I have actual RPGs I can play, and there's lots of MMOs that are a lot better than this, so I'm glad I gave it a try. It's not the greatest game ever, so
Looks all right.
yeah, it's all right.
It's all right. Right, Chinny, I guess you're the last person. Have you got anything else to talk about?
No, not really. No.
Right, well, in that case, let's move on the show.
Move
Okay.
on.
News?
Well, I've only got one thing I want to mention to Chinny and see how excited he is.
Putting news first.
Go on.
I've got one story for you, Chinny, and I think you're going to like it.
What is it?
Now, do you remember the announcement of the game The Outer Worlds by Obsidian?
I do.
You do? Well, they've released some information on this here game, and the information is this. You can kill every NPC in the game, regardless of whether they've got a mission or quest for you or not. So if you want to go out, as like you usually play these games, you need a complete psycho and kill every single NPC in the game, you can do that.
What do you paint me as?
I'm just
The
saying.
type of person who blew up Megaton and
Correct.
people in Fallout.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
do those things.
I read this, and the first thing I thought of was you.
Yeah.
I was like, he's gonna love this. It's funny, like the developers talking about it. It says like, well, these games where you design them so that obviously they can't kill a character because you've got a quest or whatever, so you make it so they can't do it. We thought about that, and then we thought, nah, we'll just let people do what they want.
Yeah.
I like his attitude.
I like the boldness of it.
I do.
I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
I suppose the thing about me is like, I don't know. How would I do it? I don't know.
What would you do? I mean, this is a game that will allow you to kill anybody and everybody.
I think I would kill people that I like. For example, right? You can't just go around killing who you want in real life because
Yeah.
I'm not crazy, right? But if we're in a survival situation like Fallout, right?
Yeah.
And if somebody's gluten intolerant, I'm gonna kill them not because I think that's wrong or it's their fault. I'm just gonna look in this post-apocalyptic world. I'm doing you a favour. You're gonna suffer a lot. I suffer with hay fever. I shouldn't be alive either. But I have the gun and you don't, right? And if it was the other way around, I'd understand. So like I feel like I want to kill people that I think should be killed in the situation.
I just want to play God. I'm not gonna be cruel.
That's exactly what I do. I'm not asking for much, Duke. I just want to play God, right? That's all I want to do. So that when I'm in the game and say there's a character in the game, right, that's annoying me, right? This character's annoying me. I don't like the cut of this character's jib. I will kill that character. All right.
It's a jib.
Now, in some games,
everybody
that might not
moans,
be able to happen.
If everybody moans about the fact that I've just killed that character, then, well, guess what? I'm going to kill them too, because they're annoying me now. So I might end up killing everybody in the game, correct?
Yeah, I like it. I think this is going to be your kind of game.
Salute about grading papers here. I'm doing an activity here where it's teaching the kids show, don't tell. Mark Twain said, don't say the old lady screamed, bring her on stage and let her scream, right?
Yeah, okay.
One of the items says, Caitlin was nervous. Her two best friends were fighting. I say to them over and over again, show us a fight. No silent treatment, no passive aggression. They always do things like they hadn't spoken in a week. I'm like, that's not a fight. Do you all know what a fight is?
Yeah.
I want to see a fight. And they're always like, they were listening to what her friends were doing. What are they doing? Show us a fight. Like I'm literally yelling as in big red letters it says on the board, show us the fight. And still they're not showing us a fight. What else do I do now?
Sounds a bit aggressive.
What am I supposed to do to get it through to them that they need to show us a fight?
Fight them.
Yeah, fight them. Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't show us a fight, I'm going to actually fight you with a crowbar.
Set up a boxing ring.
No, just crowbar on student skull.
Brilliant. I think you'd probably get sacked. And prosecuted.
Crowbar.
And thrown in prison.
I'd like to see a judge try to get to me through the crowbar.
Exactly.
Crowbars solve everything. Morgan Freeman taught me that.
Wow. You really just did that.
JP Snake. JP Snake. Read out what JP Snake said.
I will. I've seen that.
Do that now. Right. Do that now because I have a video.
Have you guys seen the comparison between the remastered Assassin's Creed 3 and the original? It's worse in every possible way.
I don't agree.
Lighting, character models, draw distance, etc. are all worse. My question is, do you think these blatant cash grab remakes will continue into the next generation? We get a lot of remasters again.
Companies, capitalist organizations are trying to grab the cash all the time, always.
I'm looking at the graphics comparison. I like JP Snake. I don't want to call you out or anything.
It looks way better.
I think sometimes it looks better on the left. Most of the time it looks better on the right. I'm looking at the one now with water reflection, and there is no reflection in the left, and there is water reflection in the right. Then it picks on shadow level of detail, and I'm not really seeing much difference in terms of.
I think the trouble is the original one looks almost like it's a bit sepia, doesn't it? It's kind of got this weird tone about it, like blue tinge. Whereas the newer one's more colourful and natural looking.
In comparison, if you played it by itself, you wouldn't notice that or care.
No,
I don't think.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't care. I'm not going to play.
I don't understand why people would pay money for a remaster, and I don't understand why people are upset about the fact that it's not super amazing on the remaster.
It's got better. It's got better light in the remaster.
Yeah, definitely.
Fine.
I mean, it just looks warmer. It looks warmer.
It does a bit, yeah.
What I'd like to see
it's probably because it's area lighting rather than ambient lighting. It's going to be warmer, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, so there are some elements of the remaster that don't look very good, but I don't know. Like
what I want to see is more of these proper ground-up remakes that's become popular.
Resident Evil 2.
That's what I want to see more of. You know, these proper full-on remake. You know, Shadow of the Colossus.
The bigger question, the bigger question is, who the fuck wants to play Assassin's Creed 3?
No, it was one of the poor ones as well.
It's a shit game, so just save yourself some time.
Yeah, just don't bother playing either.
Don't bother. Just play 2, Brotherhood, and fucking 4, and just move on.
Do you know what I think the difference is? Right, the original one looks like it's winter, and the new one looks like it was done in the summer.
The characters' faces. Yeah, you're right, but the characters' faces look weird in the remaster.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like play it on the
I really
360
don't
then.
care.
No, play it on the 360, but play the original one. Look, what's the problem?
Yeah, just do that.
Thanks,
Yeah.
JP Snake.
Well, thank you for the
Thank
question.
you. All right, what's next?
Right, emails, I guess.
Whoa, that ruled.
So the first email we have this week is from Adam. And Adam says this. He says this. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi.
It's been a while since I've last sent an email, so I thought I'd write to say hello.
Hello.
Hi.
For the past 2 years, my time has been completely taken up by FIFA, Rocket League, and more recently, Fortnite.
Yay, Rocket League. Play more of that. To hell with Fortnite.
FIFA, probably more close to 10 years.
Yeah, damn.
Dude.
Every time I got a chance to play my Xbox, I'd be playing one of these games for about 3 hours a night. However, recently I've made a decision to quit playing FIFA. He's heard the little dick story. That's the trouble.
Yeah.
That's the trouble. We know what's happening here.
We know what's going on.
Some long-standing strife with EA where they have just pushed it too far by giving people little dicks. And
push it.
And I haven't been playing the other two at all. That has given me 3 valuable hours every night to try out some games that I've wanted to play or go back to playing. So recently, I've played through Borderlands 2 and tried out some other games on the Xbox Game Pass.
Ooh.
And then a couple of days ago, a game caught my interest. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice.
Oh my god.
And thought, well, why not give it a try?
Why not?
Why not? Never such innocence again. I have never experienced a game quite like this. I've never played Dark Souls, so the idea of dying 100, modest estimation, times at each part just to figure out how to complete a boss battle was a whole new experience.
Yeah, it's because you stink at that game. If you were good at it, you wouldn't die 100 times.
To move from FIFA to this was like an orange businessman finding himself the presidential candidate for the Republican Party and eventually winning the election. Pretty crazy, right?
Ah!
Or like the UK leaving the EU, because we all know that would never happen. Hashtag Brexit. But I have to say, I love it for this challenge, and it keeps me coming back because really, I want to perfect how to play this game. I've probably invested about 15 hours into the game already, and I don't think I'm even 10% through it. Jeez. It's so strange to hate a game so much.
I can't imagine playing that thing.
But actually love it at the same time. So my question is this. Have you guys ever hated a game so much that you actually loved it for the very reason that you hated it?
See, I'm trying. I'm really trying to get close to the mindset here. And Super Meat Boy and Mushroom 11, these games are infuriating in their difficulty. I don't know that I ever really hated them because they were engineered in such a way that I felt like if I just kept at it, I would eventually beat them. And I did, but I never felt that way playing Dark Souls or Demon Souls, whatever the hell they are. Dead Souls.
Just something with souls in the title.
Yeah, something Souls. It's just not my thing. I can't relate to.
Let me ask you this, Duke. Obviously, you played and finished Super Meat Boy, which is an impressively hard game.
Yeah.
At no point did you just hate the fact that you were dying so much, and then but still loved it because you were dying so much.
And here's why. And I think I've said this before. Every time I died, I felt like I just got the timing wrong. I never felt like it was cheap. I never felt like I didn't know what I needed to do. I felt like I just got the timing a little wrong, or, my fingers slipped. So here's the other thing. Every once in a while in Super Meat Boy, it didn't happen a lot, but every once in a while, I would screw up in such a spectacularly ridiculous way that I couldn't help laughing at myself, because the idea that this little dude would go running intentionally into a saw blade like right in front of him, easily jumped over. I was just like, that's so ridiculous. I suck. And I never felt that way when I was playing Dark Souls.
Very good. Chini, what about you? Any game you've played where you hated it but loved it at the same time?
I can't think of one. No, not really. I suppose the closest I can think of is Cuphead, maybe.
Yeah, that's a similar type of game, isn't it?
Yeah, Cuphead.
Well, not similar in style, but similar in difficulty level.
Yeah, we got what you meant. You didn't have to put that extra.
You know what I meant. You know, because it looks nothing like Sekiro.
Nobody ever went. You know that Sekiro
looks like
Cuphead. Or they said Cuphead is the same game as Sekiro.
That we borrowed look and style from Cuphead. Oh, really? Did you?
We did.
Yeah. Yeah, Cuphead. But like I wouldn't say I hated it. Do you know what I mean? I'm frustrated, but no, I can't think of a game that I hated because you know, it was I loved it and hated it. I said like Cuphead, I got annoyed with it, but I still liked it. N Plus is a game that sort of fucked me off, but I still love it. Yeah, very rare. You know what? Now I think Trials is one. Trials is a game where, like, I really like N Plus. I really like Cuphead. Trials, like, I like it, but I also like fucking hate it as well. So maybe Trials HD.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I'm gonna give you a weird one for me because one of my
is it Tokyo Chronos?
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. But yeah, no, it's actually we don't go to Ravenholm level in Half-Life 2.
Yeah.
Because I hate playing through that level because it's just so oppressive and creepy and kind of horrible at the same time.
It is the section of the game that you just want to get done.
It is, and the bloody airboat level as well, which is a bit long-winded. But no, more the Ravenholm because you just want to get. Yeah, but you have like the hovercraft thing that goes on forever.
I don't mind that. That doesn't bother me as much.
But yeah, we don't go to Ravenholm. It's proper creepy. It's a horrible setting, and I hate it when I'm playing it, and I'm kind of glad when it's over. But I still kind of enjoy it at the same time.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's what I.
For me, I don't like the prison in Half-Life 2.
Yeah, I don't like that too much either.
No, prison pisses me off. I probably don't like the prison more than Ravenholm.
Yeah.
Prison's annoying.
Yeah. So there you go. That will be mine, I guess. Because overall, I absolutely love Half-Life 2, but there is that just one level and it's not that I don't dislike the level. I just don't like playing through it. Oh, there you go. But yeah, good question. Good question. He finishes off, as for when to release the podcast, I am all for the Thursday release because it gives me something to listen to when I fly back from Ireland every weekend. Cheers, buddies. Adam, see?
Yeah, okay. Well done. One.
Cheers, Adam. Thank you for the support.
One person says it. And I'm sorry, Adam. Love the fact that you wrote to the show. But
don't worry.
Majority vote for the other.
Don't worry, there's yang to the yin, and here it comes. From an old new listener. What ho, sirs?
What are you reading now?
The next email.
From
an old new listener.
Oh, okay.
What ho, sirs?
Well, hello.
Whilst currently in the process of listening to your latest offering, it has infused me in preparing this correspondence with your good selves. I feel like I should be reading this in a posh accent.
Yeah, read it in a posh accent.
Okay, I'll try. Here we go. A few Christmases ago, the little ankle biters gave me what appeared to be a bloody big piece of useless white plastic with some sort of fruit logo on it. After eventually getting out of the drawer and after much subsequent assistance, I found out it to be an enormous improvement in my listening pleasure than that of my aged cassette player. Particularly as it had the ability to play verbal interaction broadcasts rather than just music alone.
Dude got an iPhone and he can listen to podcasts.
But what do I listen to, I thought? There are so many choices. Maybe there would be one that would appeal to me. And there it was. I found it. The Veteran Gamers, which did not turn out to be did not turn out to be a group of elderly people discussing bridge or cribbage and the sort, but you chaps talking about my secret vice of playing video games.
Hello.
What a great entertainment it is, too, from you three fine fellows. But the language sometimes does get rather fruity. There's Mr. Duke Scarf, that going by your name. Yeah, that you must be a starring fellow in the jazz community. It is marvellous to hear that you and your good wife performing your civil duties of gaining office to unsee that big tangerine buffoon currently running the colonies.
Yeah, that's right.
And then there's that plucky little fellow, Stuart, with his northern honesty of returning video game consoles to their rightful owners. It has changed my mind about this Brexit thingy, and that we keep all of Blighty, and not just for the home counties after all. Ah, yes. And there is young Master Chin, who has managed to pull himself out of the Black Country by his bootstraps to become a successful entrepreneur. Well done, young sir, and no doubt you will be rebranding to become Virgin Gamers, which will be quite appropriate going by the male gaming fraternity. Well, as you have just started on emails, it must be nearing the end of the show, so I can start preparing my cocoa. Although this chap's email you're reading out does make rather a good point about how long it takes for the podcast to be broadcasted.
Trying to move on.
Hold on a minute. It's my Alzheimer's kicking in. No, it can't be, can it? It's you lot just reading out my fucking email I sent all that time ago. It's not a new podcast I've subscribed to after all, but the same three twats.
That's right.
I thought... You like this? I like what he did here.
See, we were going to call the show The Three Twats originally.
Yeah, that would be a good name.
Coming to America. You should change the name from Mighty Sharp to The Three Putzes.
I thought I was making progress with at least 2/3 of you in agreement to get the podcast out sooner. Come on, Stu, upload the fucking podcast sooner. After all, only work 4 fucking days of the week. Right, down to my question of the week. I have at least 170 games installed, but there are at least 2 that seem to taunt me regarding my inability to finish them due to the last boss fight, no matter how hard I try every few months. And these are Quantum Break. I feel that smarmy bastard Littlefinger is making fun of me whilst I fail yet again to get the 3rd-rated X-Man Nice Man to kill the little fucker. The other is The Witcher 3. I put in over 200 hours playing that sodding bastard game, complete with the DLC. But can I finish that last bloody vampire? Can I fuck? So, have you, any of you 3 suffered from similar problems where you get right near the end of the game only to find out that you can't get through that last boss? If so, what were those games?
Well, I'll go first here because I want to play the sound clip.
Change the name outside from Mighty Sharp to The Three Putzes.
Zing!
Please.
Classic. Well, there's the infamous Mega Man 3 incident.
Oh, yeah, Mega Man.
Dragon Robot Monster. Oh, my God. I destroyed my bedroom. And if you don't know that story, go check out my Confessions of a Video Game Addict piece up on the Veteran Gamers website. I need to add to that, but I need to do a new version of that, by the way, because it's been like 10 years since I wrote that. I need to add some stuff on it about... I mean, I don't think Skyrim's even in there. So, anyway.
There you go. That's you. Chini, what about you?
Just in the chat, Stephen Mill says Manic Miner for him. Manic Miner.
Yeah, well, that's like hard as nails. That thing was.
I do have one.
So it's Mega Man 3. What are you saying?
I do.
Manic Miner were harder.
I have a game, right, that I poured so many hours in, and it wasn't because it was difficult. It was because my PC crashed.
Ooh.
And the file, I don't know what happened, but I couldn't play the game.
Corrupt your save file.
Corrupt the save, something like that.
Oh no.
And I have put many hours into this, and you could say it's a long-lasting franchise, right? Still making games today, and the game that I played was probably made in about 2003, and probably earlier than that actually.
Blank.
And yeah, it's Tomb Raider 3. This is probably my favourite Tomb Raider. It's the one that I spent most time in, and I've never finished it. The way Tomb Raider is structured is you get your first level, and then you get 3 levels that you can play in any order. You play those 3 levels, and then you get the Arctic level, right? And this is a game that I bought the guide to, and in fact, by complete coincidence, I actually have the Tomb Raider 3 guide in my boot of my car because it's one of the last things that I left at my mum's house when I moved. And I've got that because I couldn't figure out one part. So I've got this game, right? And I've got it on Steam. I've got the guide in my boot, and I've never ever finished Tomb Raider 3, and it has always bothered me. And I was probably 15, so that's been like 18 years of my life. I've had this thing in the back of my mind that I never finished it.
Yeah. Dude.
Wow. That is not good.
No. So
That's not
maybe
good.
due to this email, maybe you should
go back and do it.
Maybe I should play it, make a video from it, do it, and get it done.
This is so interesting. There's I went looking from video game guides, and Prima, I was trying to figure out the company that made them. Prima is the company that made them. They've got Myst, revised and expanded edition, the official strategy guide to Myst. Why do you need a strategy guide to Myst?
They write strategy guides for everything.
I know.
Oh yeah, they do.
Like, this is a great guide to have on hand. No, you really don't need
You
it.
need it for that stupid maze level. What are you talking about?
Well, you can find that shit on the internet, man.
Yeah, you can.
In fact, Myst gives you one of those. They have a website that's like, there's a map.
Yeah,
here.
but when Tomb Raider 3 is out, the internet wasn't a resource like it is now.
I know. I'm not blaming you for having that. I'm just amazed that they. I mean, even I don't know. I don't feel like Myst even needed one at the time. What? Riven, it makes sense because Riven's puzzles are more complex, but whatever.
For me, I've got Let me just clear up first. All the games he mentioned that I've beaten all the bosses in all of those games. Can I just say I very rarely don't. If I get to the final boss, I very rarely don't finish the game.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
Because I'm good at playing video games, man. You know what I'm saying?
I generally won't finish the gaming session if I know it's the last boss. I'm not getting up until I'm done with this game. God damn it.
Now, there's been many times when I've got stopped playing and then come back and done it first time, which is kind of a thing that happens, I think, quite a lot.
Yeah.
But there are two games. One I very nearly didn't finish, which unbelievably for you guys is Deadly Premonition, which is one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
Because the final boss in that,
you realize it sucked, and then you.
The final boss did. It was the most ridiculous thing. And basically, this thing's chasing you on this sort of spiral staircase on the inside of a building. Yeah. And it's a quick time event. So it literally boils down to a quick time event that you have to do about 4 times.
You gave up on a game because of the last boss of the quick time event?
Let me just explain this quick time event. It used every button on the controller.
Yeah.
And it was completely random every time. So it wasn't a pattern that you could learn.
No.
You just had to hope you pressed the right thing quickly enough.
But eventually you'll get it, won't you? I mean,
yeah, it took me a while, though. I died a lot trying to do those 4 quick time events one after the other without dying.
I thought you said you gave up on it.
No, I said it very nearly. Nearly. It took me a lot. I had to come back to the game about 4 times, I think, before I finally did it. But I've got to the point where I'm like, I have played this game for like 30 or 40 hours or whatever it was. There ain't no way I ain't finishing it now.
Yeah.
So that was one. The one I never ever finished, and it wasn't really a boss fight, but it was Fear, the original Fear.
Oh yeah.
On the Xbox 360. Now on the PC version, you could save anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
On the Xbox 360, it relied on.
That's more of because the game's fucking gank.
The game design wasn't great, and I got to the point where I had very little health left. It had done a checkpoint, and then I got these. And it was like an Ed 209 type of thing attacking you, like a mini version of that.
Yeah.
And so you fought that. So you fought all these soldiers, loads of soldiers, managed to kill all them, and then this Ed 209 thing appeared and just killed me, right? And I'm like, you're kidding, right? And I must have tried. I've lost count of the amount of times I tried to do that section of the game, and I just never got past it. And that was it. I was done. I'm like, I ain't playing this shit no more.
It is over.
It is over, and that's it. That's possibly. I'm trying to think now. That's the only time I can think that's ever happened.
Yes, sir. I think you'd better do what he says, Mr. Kenny.
Please put down your weapon. You have 20 seconds to comply.
Can I
class.
just say as well? I don't always take the wimp difficulty on games. I don't always do that. But that's a good bit of advice, to be honest. Less frustrating.
Well, yeah, exactly. And who cares that it's like the game is calling you a wimp? Like, do you really want to? Here's the thought process. I'm not gonna let this video game call me a wimp. I'm gonna keep bashing my head into this wall so I can feel good at myself when I look at this game.
Well, I finally do it. So there you go. Anyway, he does finish off. Anyway, still enjoying the show, and I hope that this email gets to you all, and it makes a broadcast before our next Bury meetup in 2020. See you all on the 13th, when I may have to use my walking stick to beat Stu into submission. Paul
Do it. Get video footage. We want to see that.
Yeah, very good. Anyway, thank you, Paul. I do like that email. It's very good. I like what you did there.
Lewis said that Wolfenstein 2 is a game that he never finished because he always picks the hardest difficulty.
Yeah, that's silly.
Well,
that's
your
silly.
own fault, buddy boy.
Now, here's a word of advice, right? This is the advice I will give to people, right?
Go ahead.
If you want to do that and play a game on the hardest difficulty, always check you can move it down to easy if you happen to need to, because some games lock you in.
That's right.
And some games don't. So some games are a sort of allow you to move the difficulty up and down as you're playing the game. So if you want a bit more of a challenge, you can. I would always check that first. If you can't move it down, I would play on something a little bit slightly easier. Because you're not proving anything. You're not proving anything.
No,
like
you
you
aren't
said. Don't
proving
hit your head.
something to a game.
Ignore
Exactly.
Stu. You are proving
That's like
something.
going up to the Monopoly board and being like, "Yeah, I beat you that one time."
Yeah, exactly. Right, final email tonight is off Jason.
No, it ain't.
Is it not? Have we got another one?
Yeah.
It's the penultimate email.
Oh, I must have missed one.
It's just
Where's
come
the
in.
other one?
It's just come in.
Oh, literally just. Oh, well, I'll come back to that then. It's in the inbox. Okay, Filthy Pizza is what he called it. Hey, veterans.
Hello.
Hello.
I did not purchase Vampire. I would have bought Remothered just because Boo Fowler disrespected it. Also, I saw a woman with a lampshade on her head the other day. Instead, I downloaded Scrivener. Or Scrivener? Scrivener? It's a fantastic writing tool. I'm writing the story of my lifetime. I only wish I had more time to write. I already hired a famous editor. For now, if you would like to hear P-Town or just wanted to find out what happens to Dr. Woolley at the end, P-Town is available to every listener on every listening service out there, even Spotify.
Bam.
Bam. So there you go. So, yeah, if you want to listen
P-Town
to
is...
a bit of P-Town, listen to that.
It's getting around.
Yes. Bit of P-Town's getting around. I see what you did there. It rhymed and everything. Okay, last email tonight is off Lewis. We haven't had for a while because I guess he's revising for exams and such like. He says this. Hi, veterans.
Hello.
Been a few weeks since I last emailed, but I've been revising quite a bit. Good lad. That's what I like to hear.
Good lad.
Get knuckle down. You'll do well. So I haven't played many games. Also, since becoming internet famous from your podcast, I've been too preoccupied snorting coke to worry about emailing in.
That's true.
Brilliant. I love it. I love it. So I've been playing Battlefield 1 again this weekend. Forgot how good that was.
People ask what happened to Surface Lizard, an old listener of the show, and he'd vanished. It's because he'd been snorting coke all the time.
Yeah, because of his fame.
Yeah,
it's because of his fame.
The fame got to his head.
The fame did it. Yeah, Battlefield 1 again this weekend. Forgot how good that was, and I played Red Dead a couple of weeks ago, and it's incredible.
It is.
So Chinny will be pleased to hear that, and Duke. There you go. What can you say?
Yeah, it's a pretty good game. I'll play it one of these days.
But I'll talk about that another time. But the game I wanted to mention is GTA 4: The Ballad of K. The Ballad of Gay Tony, even not K Tony. That's my wife. That'd be weird. The Ballad of K Tony. Anyway.
I want a GTA that's based on your wife being the mafia.
Called K Tony.
Yeah.
I've been playing this.
Where's my fucking money?
I know, yeah.
But she doesn't talk like that. She's very nice and happy.
Money?
She is nice.
Like, all right, look, I'm just sick of asking you about this. I'm going to smash your face in if you don't have my money next week.
Do you like your legs? Because I don't want to bash them in.
And I have to say, it's still my joint best game of all time with GTA 5. The soundtrack is outstanding.
What else? What? Oh, Gay Tony. Gay Tony.
Come on, we've just been making jokes.
No, like I GTA and right, okay, yep, fine.
As you just
so GTA 5 and Gay Tony's his best game. Right, got it.
If you haven't played it in a while or haven't played it at all, dig it out and play
I
it.
tell you what, I thought about the Ballad of Gay Tony the other day. You know why? Because when you pause the game, right, one of the best chill out sound like tunes comes on, and if you YouTube pause menu music Ballad of Gay Tony, it's fucking brilliant. I love it. It's so good. So yeah, I love the Ballad of Gay Tony. I want to play them all again.
Now, as you can imagine, I'm currently pulling that up, so let me find it, and I will play it,
That wasn't
so
it.
people can hear what Chinny's talking about. This is nice and relaxing. Just kidding. That was Ministry Crash and Burn.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Ah,
Hilarious.
That is just, I don't even know what to say anymore.
No.
very funny though.
Yeah. Jesus Christ almighty.
Right! It works so many levels!
It does work.
Right, anyway.
What's next?
He's got a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Good
Shoot.
question.
Let me hear you shoot.
So yeah, this is he said the soundtrack is outstanding. If you haven't played it, dig it out. Blah blah blah. So that got me wondering for the big question: what game has the best soundtrack of all time? For me, it'd be the Ballad of Gay Tony. So, what's your favourite game soundtrack?
Different games have different kinds of soundtracks.
Yeah.
So it's I could never pick just one. You know, Want You Gone and Still Alive from Portal are magnificent songs.
Yeah.
The Skyrim music is just glorious, but it's hard for me to say if the music itself is so great or if it's like I have so many wonderful memories associated with the music, you know? But then I'm never going to talk about music in video games without also talking about, oh man, I was going to have an awesome reveal there. Go ahead, somebody else. I got to find another copy of it.
Yeah, I think you have a point there, Duke, about it's the games that you are attached to that you seem to have a lot of sort of like love for the music. I do love.
Ah, there it is. Sorry, Hotline Miami. Music is so awesome.
Oh yeah, that's a good shout. That's really good.
So can you play Moon in Hotline Miami? That's one of my favorites.
That's what I'm saying.
No, you're not. That's not.
Yes, I am. This is Moon Paris. Maybe they did more than one song. What's the?
Hold
That's
on.
the name of the artist. Is Moon.
Oh, is it? Right. Can you play? But like another one is Max Payne 3. Is got a great soundtrack. Love the Red Dead soundtrack.
Hydrogen. I don't know if this is the song you're.
It is Hydrogen. Yes.
Yeah, this is a good song too.
God, when this came on, and I was playing the game, I was like, "Fucking hell! What is this?"
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I'm gonna fast forward a little bit.
Oh, such a good tune.
It's got that high pitched stuff that comes in later. There it is.
There it is.
And it works so well.
I'm not being funny, but if you drop that in a club,
Oh
people
yeah,
would be dancing
it's
to that
banging.
shit.
That's banging.
And their music, Moon is so good because their music is not complicated. It's just very simple, but it's so effective.
Yeah, it's great.
I gotta go look up if they have albums. Sorry, go on.
That's it. Yeah, Duke is gone.
Yeah. So
yeah,
it's a
I've
Red
got
Dead.
one.
Yeah. Max
I've
Payne
got
3.
a
Go.
good one.
Go on.
Mafia 2.
Yeah, Mafia 2's got a great. soundtrack.
Because, and I'll tell you for why. Because I think the way it's not only the music they use, but the way they use it in
But
the
you're
game.
talking about like the licensed songs that they use.
Yes, but
Yeah,
the
that's the
way they
distinction
use
we
them.
make
I'm
there, too.
talking about like the track that was made for
score.
the game.
Yeah,
Right.
Bioshock.
Now, let's be clear.
Zen.
Hotline Miami did both, right? Those
True.
licensed songs from Moon and the
True.
rest of them are the soundtrack. Like, it is the score.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that just shapes and beats that I played last week. That's brilliant. The tunes in that are amazing, and the way that they go with the actual gameplay.
Yeah.
Really, really cool. It's really cool. What about Geometry Wars as well?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's all
Geometry
good.
Wars. There's some good. When you think about it, there are some good games out there
Oh,
with
yeah.
great soundtracks.
There's loud. We're probably missing loads, but like there's some good stuff out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a lot of love for Rockstar games. So any track that they say, I love the theme to GTA 4. I love that theme. So I just think it's great.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There you go. And that's it for emails. And we've got one speak pipe, I believe, and then we're out of here.
Aw, shit. Here comes the theme song.
Speak pipe. It's the way to leave a message
it's
for
crap.
us. There you go.
There you go.
There you go. Is that it? We're done.
Oh wait, I'm supposed to play the speed
You're supposed to
pipe.
play the
Yeah.
speed
Oh yeah, that's
pipe.
right. That's the thing that I do, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You don't
Sorry,
just play the
busy
theme
making a
tune.
playlist with Moon songs because they have a
No.
bunch on Spotify, and I've never explored them, so I have no idea if they're any good or not. But I mean, you know, the other ones are good. So let's find out, shall we? Dark Signs sent us a speak pipe, and I'm gonna pull it up here, and I'm gonna hit play, and we're gonna listen to it. It's a minute. There's probably gonna be some music at the start. Let's find out. Called it. I recognize this song, but I don't know what it is. Anybody?
No.
Nope.
I think it's the group Moon.
Yeah.
Hello, veteran. It's Derek Sains back again. It's just under a couple of weeks until the Arcade Club meetup in Bury, so I'm looking forward to that. I recently subscribed to Amazon Prime, and I've been watching a lot of TV and films, and I've noticed quite a lot of tropes in both of those formats.
Sorry, before he gets to his question or his comment, I just want to say Sean Anderson contacted me recently. What? And he said, Duke, what if we did like a satellite thing in Madison and we could FaceTime with the people at the Arcade Club? And I was like, oh, dude, that's a totally good idea. And then he was like, oh, I can't make it that weekend. Sorry.
Brilliant.
And Seth never got back to me, so I don't even know if he's around anymore.
Selfish bastards.
Not going to happen, people. I could go and play video games myself at the Classic Arcade, but I'd probably just stay home and play Rocket League.
So I'm going to give you,
Of course you would.
and all I want you to do is to come up with one each. So here we go.
Wait, what are we doing?
Tropes in both time, and I've been watching a lot of TV and
If only we
film.
didn't talk over his fucking thing.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
we
trying
might
to play
now.
it now, so why don't you shut up?
Start again.
Yeah, let's do
Okay,
it
I'll-
again.
Yeah, you
Let's do it
ready?
again. Jesus
Okay, here it
Christ.
Oh, wait, that's the wrong thing. All right, here we go.
It's just under a couple of weeks until the Arcade Club meetup in Bury, so I'm looking forward to that. But I recently subscribed to Amazon Prime, and I've been watching a lot of TV and films, and I've noticed quite a lot of tropes in both of those formats. So I'm going to give you 5 here, and all I want you to do is to come up with one each. So here we go. First film TV trope is cigarettes. Anyone smoking a cigarette is seemingly deemed as cool.
Correct.
Duh.
Yeah.
Jim Jarmusch's Coffee and Cigarettes. That's the whole basis of the movie. And that's the movie with the Jizza and the RZA from Wu-Tang Clan hanging out with Bill Murray. It's awesome. The whole movie is worth watching just for that scene. It's like 10 minutes and it's beautiful. Y'all got anything?
What?
What are we meant
An
to be doing? I
example.
don't know
An
what we're
example
doing.
of.
Give us an example of a movie or TV show where someone smoking a cigarette looks cool.
What about Solid Snake in a video
Oh,
game?
movie or TV show? Do you know what a movie or a TV show is?
What about, I don't know, someone
James
smoking a... Yeah, James Dean, what about that? I don't know. People don't smoke in films as much these days, do they?
It's true. They've tried to discourage kids from smoking by not making it look cool if people are smoking. Usually, if people are smoking in a movie or TV show these days, it's like they're kind of losers or they're like really down on their luck or nihilistic or whatever.
Isn't there a scene in Stand By Me when he has a cigarette behind his ear when they're in a treehouse or something?
Probably. And then they have
Yeah.
leeches on their dicks.
That's it. Yeah,
And
Stand By
everybody
Me, there you
throws
go.
up pie all over everybody. That was awesome. And then his
Yeah.
friend died in Vietnam. Oops, spoiler warning. Chinny, what do you got?
I don't really know.
All right, moving on. Here comes the next one.
Yeah, moving on.
Secondly, slow motion shots of groups of people, especially with music behind them, is seemingly cool.
Slow motion shots.
Every scene in The Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
That's true. Stephen Mills said about the smoking stuff. A fistful of dollars, cigars.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that's a good goal, that is.
Slow motion. I think 300 was good for that.
Yeah, that's right.
So it did a thing
Absolutely.
called speed ramping or time ramping, some people call it, and yeah, it was pretty impressive.
Yeah, do you want to know a really interesting fact, by the way, about The Matrix and bullet time?
Do tell.
The man who invented bullet time as a special
John
effect
Gaeta. His name is John Gaeta.
went to Millie's school.
Dude, how about that? Did she meet him?
No, he was in. Obviously, he's a lot older than she is. But yeah, he's.
Prick, man, I listened to the commentary on the first movie, and he was like, "So what I did was, you didn't do it all yourself. Why don't you say what we did, you prick? You got a team."
No, he definitely did it all himself.
Oh, what an obnoxious jerk!
Yeah, but yeah, he went to Millie School. He came from Leyland and went to Millie School. So who knew?
I think of slow motion. I don't know. I seem to recall a lot of things in Toy Story when Buzz Lightyear is like falling with style. Like that whole sequence is pretty slow mo, isn't it?
I don't think it is.
I don't think
there's parts of it where there's things happening.
Yeah, I definitely don't think.
I have memories of people.
Genie should be great at this. He should know loads of these.
What slow-mo shots?
He gave us the slow motion one from 300. That's right. Let's move on. Here's the next one.
It's a Fault of Reservoir Dogs.
Yes.
Number 3, the old horror trope of opening the bathroom mirror with no one behind you, and suddenly when you close it, the horrible thing or horrible person is behind you.
Yeah, the most famous one I remember as a kid for that was a film called The Bogeyman.
Yeah.
And basically it was just really a very bad rip-off of Halloween, where this kid is like mum and her boyfriend are having sex, and he kills him with a broken piece of mirror. So he stabs him with this broken piece of mirror, but then the mirror takes in his spirit.
Wow.
And it just goes all kinds of weird.
Brilliant. See, I don't watch a lot of horror movies, so I don't really have any of these. I just watched Us, which of course is awesome. Everyone needs to see that. And then you can read the thing I wrote about it, which I just published.
Read.
Silence of the Lambs is my favorite horror movie, but I don't think
I don't think there's a mirror scene in that, is there?
No, definitely not. Because the movies I like, the horror movies I like, aren't based on like jump scares or like, oh, this thing suddenly appeared. Instead, it's like under your skin, kind of like existential terror.
Yeah, I can't really remember a standout moment with the mirror, but the one mirror shot that I really loved is the one in Panic Room, is where they fuck around with the camera angle, and you're looking at the woman, I think the girl running at the mirror. Is it? Yeah.
Are you thinking of Contact?
Is it Contact?
Yeah. That's a great one. I was going to mention that actually.
Is it Contact? Sorry, yeah.
She's running up the stairs and then it pulls back.
Yes, it is Contact. Sorry, I thought it was Panic Room. No.
Can I just say as well, very recently, Us uses mirrors in a very interesting way at the beginning of the film.
Oh yeah, duh.
So that's kind of probably a very.
Did you see that, Jenny or Stu?
Yeah, I went to watch it on Friday. It's great.
You got to read my thing, man. You got to read my thing.
I'll have to read your thing because I love that film. It's good. Read your thing.
Well, guess what? Yeah. Derek Sains in the chat talking about, I just wanted one example in total from each, not for each example. Well, guess what? We're not doing things that way, and you don't get to tell us how to do our podcast, buddy boy.
Yeah,
so
buddy
shut
boy.
Up and listen.
Thanks for writing in.
What we want to do. Don't you tell us what to do.
And we appreciate you being in touch with us. All right, here comes the next trope. You ready?
Go. Oh, I've just thought of another one. Whoa. Just before you move on. I'll tell you one that I've just suddenly thought about: the Poltergeist, where he looks in the mirror and then all his face comes off.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I don't remember that. I need to watch that again. That's a good movie. I remember liking that one.
It is a good movie.
To watch that because I remember it's one of those PG-13 horror movies, which I think those are often my favorite. Because if you're an R-rated horror movie, it's probably going to be just blood, Hellraiser, worms under the skin, blood. But if you're PG-13, you got to be more creative than that. So I think those are often my favorite. Quiet Place, I think, is PG-13, isn't it?
Probably, yeah, because there's not a lot of gore in it.
Let's find out. Quiet
It's more creepy.
Place. Welcome to the Veteran Gamers Podcast, where we
check what rating films are.
Yeah, exactly. We Google movies. All right, here comes the next trope.
Number 4, action films. This is mainly for just when you're down and out about to be killed or knocked out or whatever. You seemingly find a surge of emotion or adrenaline, and you manage to defeat the bad guy.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I'm looking at a bunch of those in my mind, but I can't think of what movies.
John Wick is a good example of that.
Saw that.
John Wick, because the amount of punishment that dude takes and keeps on coming back.
It's more like a cartoon, though, isn't it, John Wick?
Yeah, it is. I love John Wick. Such a good
It is
film.
a good movie, but it's very silly.
I'm very looking forward to number 3, which is out soon, isn't it?
I haven't seen 2.
It's not. I mean, it's not totally emotion, but there's that fighting scene in Snatch where Brad Pitt seems like he's done.
Brilliant.
And then he comes up and he's like, "Ah!" That final punch. It's a great scene. It's not really like he's not thinking of his mom or anything in that moment.
No, but he does. He just kind of fucking
But he
shake
does
it
that
off.
thing
Yeah.
where he looks like he's done, and then he.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a good example.
My favourite example is Back to the Future when Biff has got his fist by the car, and he finally builds up the courage to stand up and break the timeline by standing up to Biff, and then that changes George McFly's life, and then he becomes a successful author. He gets super confident, a little cocky. He gets a big house, all that sort of stuff, just by punching one man.
There you go.
And fucking a girl.
Yeah, I do you know what I kind of like? And this sounds awful, and I can't think of an example, but I know that there are films like this where you think that the goodies going to win and then they actually don't and end up getting
Are we
killed
getting
or
in
whatever.
spoiler territory here?
Yeah, so I'm not gonna sort of say any films as such, but there are films where that happens, where it actually twists that on its head completely and does the opposite.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, and here comes the final trope.
And number 5, anyone with a country bumpkin accent is automatically classed as stupid. That's pretty common.
Is automatically what?
Stupid.
Stupid.
Oh.
Independence Day.
Get off the dang roof!
Independence Day.
It's the Slack John Yokel. Oh, yeah.
Was mine. Yeah.
But that's more stereotyping, isn't it? It's just
What?
the stereotypes.
Yeah, well, yeah, but like Independence Day, the southern guy, he got abducted. It turns out he is crazy in real life, that guy. But yeah, he got abducted in the film by aliens, and everybody's like, "Oh, you're fucking crazy," and then it turned out that it was true, and he sacrifices himself in Independence Day and he goes, "I'm back," like that. And it's a funny little thing.
And then there's this.
Some folk will never raise gun, but then again, some folk will like Cletus, the slack-jawed yokel.
Hey, what's going on this side?
On this side. Classic. Stu, you got one?
No.
Okay. What about Hot Fuzz? Isn't that about?
It's about people from Devon, which is where Matt's from, which is also true. They are.
Yeah.
They got the internet last
stupid.
week. Yeah.
Yeah, they actually are stupid down there, so it's all good.
They're not. It's just a common joke that like they're a bit cut off, Devon. So it's like, and Cornwall, it's like, oh, they only had the internet last week. Oh, what's the internet? What's that? I just the net, it's a fishing net. I got one of those.
It's the internetting in my.
Yeah, I almost said that joke, but then I realised I'm with a Simpsons guru, so I can't say that.
Yeah, I just logged on to the internet. All right, here comes the final part of it.
I'll just say keep on gaming, and we better take the skinheads bowling.
Yeah. It's dead milkman, isn't it?
No clue.
Oh yeah, I think. Oh man, I need to know now. Take the skinheads.
Skinheads.
Bowling. Camper Beethoven. Oh, okay, my bad.
Right, I think we need to do some shout outs to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, let's do some shout outs and get the hell out of here.
It's time for a shout out. Hey!
I think we should do some shout outs and get the hell out of here.
I think we should. Right, I'll go first.
Go first, Stu.
I'm just going to shout out Chinny for inviting me to stop at his house again if we go to Rest. There you go.
We go to Rest.
Gonna do that. I'm just going to be doing that. So, whoop-de-whoop.
Whoop-de-whoop.
That's it, me. I'm done. That's it. I'm done.
I'm going to shout out Alan for blowing my mind with Apex. Thank you very much, Alan. And he said he was scared to send me that message on Twitter because he didn't want me to be offended. And then I replied, "You're gonna have to.
Never met you.
You're gonna have to try a lot fucking harder to offend me." And then he called me a cunt, and I was like, "Oh, that did actually hurt my feelings." So that wasn't very nice, Alan. He didn't really. I just made that up.
There you go. Right, is that it, Duke? Over to you.
Okay, I will shout out Amar Parvez because he
He's a
hollered at
legend.
me. Yeah, he gave me a shout and said, "Yo, check out this podcast called Conflicted," and I was like, "Okay, I'll check it out." And yeah, I'm really loving it. It's really good. It's
Oh yeah,
it's
conspiracy theories.
No, It's about 9/11 and the war on terror and stuff like that.
Oh
It's
yeah.
just
Well.
down where these different conflicts come from, and
Okay.
it's this dude who was a Christian missionary, and then this guy who basically was raised very conservative Christian, and then he went off to Greece to become a monk. And the other dude is like, he was a member of Al Qaeda. He fought in the Serbian, Baltic Wars, but he worked for MI6 and he became a double agent. He's got a fatwa out on him, and he told the world everything about how Al Qaeda operates and stuff. And like, it's just a really good show because it's not just, they don't all just sit there agreeing with each other the whole time. It's a dialectic.
Right.
He'll ask like, but why does Al Qaeda see things like this? How does that tie into the religion? And what about this thing in the Quran? And it's just a really, that dynamic is necessary to elevate the discussion from a basic surface level. So it's just really good. It's really interesting. And I was listening to it while I was dropping lit for Diane today. And so yeah, Armar, shout out, peace, dude. I love it.
I have subscribed to that, but I just haven't listened to one yet.
Well, worth your time. I mean, it's heavy stuff, so it's not like light fun listening.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it's also very engaging. It's very user friendly. So yeah.
Well, I listened to that one about ISIS, so I'm okay with heavy.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody who gave love to my thing about us, and Antonio. Good luck with everything you're dealing with. He's going through some stuff today. And shout out to you two guys, because I love doing this podcast every week. What?
And we love you, Duke.
Aww.
There you go. And that's it. We're done.
Thanks for listening, everybody. All right. I'm going to play the theme song now. You ready?
Yeah, do that. Do that.
Thank you. Good night. Much love.
I just want to say, this game. I'm done.
Outro song. He's got a heartbreaking decision to make about whether his best friend lives or dies.
Wait, you don't need to do that because it'll turn off when it ends. Why don't you listen to another podcast, you ungrateful fuck?
It's Chinny's favorite thing.
Fucking hell. It hurts my brain.
Zippity bow.
Jesus Christ.
Zippity bow.
I just don't know what to say anymore.
Just say thanks, Duke, for such a great mixing job.
Yeah, thanks, Duke,
Such
for
interesting things to listen to.
for ruining that song for Chinny forever.
Oh, crap.
Yes, it is.
Wait a minute.
What have you not done? Don't tell me you've not recorded.
No.
Oh.
I did, but it stopped at like 1 hour.
Oh, no. It's a good job I have a backup recording, isn't it?
Oh, crap. What the fuck? What happened?
I'm not supposed to know what happened to your recording. It's good. It's fine. I've got
We got
one.
it back up. It's fine.
I
It's
know.
fine.
So should I even save this or?
Well, there's no point if you only got an hour.
I know, right? I'm sorry. I have no idea what happened.
Well, you don't need to be sorry. It's all good.
Well, at one point the monitor cable came out somehow.
Yeah, maybe.
And I wonder if it was related to that.
Maybe.
Sounds a bit weird that it would be, but yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? It's all good.
All right. Well, so I can dump this hour of audio.
Yeah. Well, save it just in case I haven't got it. But it doesn't matter anyway because we just get it off the Twitch, won't we, if that happens? So we've
I'll
got
save it just in
backups.
case. You never
Save
know.
it just in
But
case.
as soon as you have your audio, let me know so that I can
Yeah, I
dump
will do.
and get the
Let me
valuable.
check it. I can tell you
archives
now. To
back.
be fair, it'll be there. Hold up.
Well, no, it's okay. It's fine. I trust you.
It will be there anyway because it always is.
All right.
But I'll just have to locate it because I don't often have to look for them.
4-8.
482, yeah. Okay. Say good night to the stream, folks.
Good night, stream, folks.